Oh shit. Hello! Hello! Hello and welcome to Grand Slam Galaxy Season 2, Playday number 4. I am your commissioner and commentator, Willie or Won't He. Sadly, once again, not joined this Playday by my co-commentator Silver Lily, who is confirmed out sick. We wish her a very speedy recovery and hope for her to be back next Playday coming 1 week from today. But in the meantime, let's go into Playday number 4. I don't want to say but like I'm dismissing it. I miss Silver Lily. Silver Lily, I miss you. Get well soon. Let's take a look at our standings right now, heading into Playday number 4. The Rotten Eggs stand as the only undefeated team in the league, but have 3 teams very hot behind them, including a team with a better run differential that they beat last Playday, the Monsters, at that 2-1 win-loss with a monstrous plus 17 run differential. Over on the lower side, the Scrambled Eggs, the Wilds, and the Monarchs are all struggling with that 1-2 scoreline, but with strong sides to come up in the rosters later in the season, so still very much threats. And of course, for right now, in 8th place, we have the Revenge, the one team who have not picked up a win yet, but you will notice they have a better run differential than 3 other teams, because they've lost all of their games by 1 run, 2 runs, and then 1 run again. So, the Revenge are very much the team to watch, and they will have a very highlight match tonight. As our matchups for this Playday are, our first game will be the Infernos visiting the Flowers. 3rd and 4th place battle it out, as the Flowers with home field advantage have chosen... Oh wait, I said that was the first game, right? Yeah, the Infernos versus the Flowers. 3rd and 4th place battle it out. The Flowers, with home field advantage, have chosen to take us to Luigi's Mansion, a field which the Infernos, and this is true, have played on, if you watch the preseason. Our second game of the day will be the Monarchs versus the Revenge. 7th and 8th place battle it out. If the Revenge can pick up their first game with home field advantage, they will instantly shoot up to possibly, depending on how much they win, by like 5th on the scoreboard. It's still anyone's game right now. They've chosen to go to the old classic, Junior's Playroom. So that will be a defensive showcase to keep an eye on. Our third game, the rivalry, the Scrambled Eggs and the Rotten Eggs. So I would argue that the Scrambled Eggs may be a bigger rival in the Infernos after their 2 Firestorm games earlier in the season, in the preseason and in Playday number 3. Scrambled Eggs and Ron Eggs face off against each other. The Ron Eggs, with home field advantage for the 2nd Playday in a row, have chosen to take us to Peach's Ice Garden, which means this will be the first Playday in Grand Slam Galaxy history where 2 different games are both happening on the Disruptors, which, for those of you who don't know, which is probably everybody, in Grand Slam Galaxy during our pick band stages where teams pick what stadium they're going to play on, there's 7 stadiums. Mario Stadium, Daisy Cruiser, the Bowsers, that being Bowser Jr. and Bowser's Castle, DK Jungle, Wario City, and Yoshi Park. Number 7, the Disruptors. You go to the Disruptors during the daytime, Peach's Ice Garden. Nighttime, Luigi's Mansion. Because even I am not stupid enough to put nighttime Peach's Ice Garden in a competitive league. And Luigi's Mansion doesn't have a daytime field, so it works out. Our last game of the day, the 2 powerhouse offense teams, Wilds versus the Monsters, and the Monsters with home field advantage have chosen to take us to Wario City at night. So, I mean, if there's ever going to be one game where both teams break, like, the 20 mark, that might be it. We'll head into our first matchup as the Infernos look to take on the Resolute Flowers. Of course, that 3-4 standing matchup. It should be an interesting one. The Flowers haven't changed up much, and I don't even think they really need to after a very very good win last Playday, where the Flowers defeated the Wild 6-18 on Junior's Playroom. They're running it back. King K. Rool, I think at this point, definitely off FOD watch with all those home runs they managed to hit on Junior's Playroom. And the rest of the team looking very solid. Daisy Luigi is a very reliable batting core, surrounded by the defense of Baby Daisy, JC, and of course Red Yoshi, as well as the good slap hitters that Critter, Magic Koopa, and Luigi, have turned out to be. This is an all-around balanced team where K-Rool can drive in home run after home run while the rest of the team provide great defense. This is a team to watch out for this entire season. The Infernos, meanwhile, have made a mild roster change. Otis returns to the field for this team. Chaotic Inferno squad, to say the least. Power, backed up by that Fire Bro and Dry Bones, now getting the star nod, should lead to a little bit more home run potential from this team, with an excellent outfield in Dante, Captain Dante, Red Noki, and Red Pianta, which you might think is a strange choice, but when you need that ball to go from right field to the infield as quick as possible, you can make worse choices than a Pianta. They're not exactly slouches in the batter's box. These teams, once again, third and fourth place, the Flowers with a +1 run differential, the Infernos with a -5. We will see which one's hot streak comes to a close, and the Infernos have won their last 2 games, and the Flowers, unless I'm missing something, yes, have also won their last 2 games. So, one of them will go on a 3-game winning streak, a feat only accomplished by, let me check my numbers here, the Rotten Eggs, not including the preseason, but, you know, fair. And one of them will fall to it, still very respectable, 2-2 scoreline. Never doubt, and a little bit of Inferno's magic. On this hot August day, the Infernos head over to Flowers territory as we have an absolute shocker of a game prepared for you on Luigi's Mansion. As a quick reminder for anyone who didn't watch the preseason, and if you didn't, you should have, the Infernos went to this stadium and lost a 15-11 game against the Scrambled Eggs. That was one of the most insane games that we've seen in Grand Slam Galaxy, only perhaps repeated in intensity when the Scrambled Eggs and the Infernos rematched last Playday. Watch all that. 13-11. It's 15-11 on the sheet. Oh, did I mark it down wrong in the sheet? Regardless. While Red Noki fails to get on base, Red Pianta will actually not fly out. A very well-timed pow block. And there's a lot to watch in Luigi's Mansion. I can't prove that the bases are close together, but I always feel like they are on this field. I feel like this field has very tight bases. I can't check, but I swear it's true. Meanwhile, the outfielders tend to play a little bit closer, leading to, well, when you get a double play like that, off of the bat of, I believe, Dante going straight into Green Magic Koopa, the Infernos will be shut down their first half inning. But very good opportunities for these fields to, for these teams to actually go for doubles and triples if they can aim properly into center left, center right, just like Daisy is trying to do. She will disrupt a grave, so the ghost will come out to play here in Luigi's Mansion. And Mr. Consistency steps up to the plate, though Luigi has very much lost that moniker in the last couple of play days as he continues to perform poorly at the start of Season 2. A little bit of a mojo loss, and Dry Bones keeps that streak going with a great jump. An attempt at a line drive to left field catches out both captain tier players, and the Flowers find themselves with 2 outs. This is great news for the Infernos, as with that slightly thinner pitching roster that they tend to have, pending perhaps Otis seeing pitching time later in this game, they need these early defensive plays. Shy Guy will grab Boo's ball to end the inning for the Flowers, and we're ending the first inning at a 0-0 tied scoreline. good defense from both teams so far, as both of them have only seen 3 batters. Firebro. Bit of a scary batter, especially from his time on the Monarchs. But we haven't seen as much success from him this season. I'm not sure how many home runs we've seen from him. Really one of those players that you could argue is almost a star-powered drain. But he's looking to disprove my words as a well-hit ball right out to center field escapes the speedy Baby Daisy, and that's the man a single. That is a very hard ball to hit directly over a baby. But it's good for a single. And Dry Bones will use that star power on a slap. It'll get a runner on first, a runner on second, and just like that, the Infernos are the first in position to score first blood. As Otis, recently taken off the bench, I need to turn up my mic a little bit, I think. When I watched the last Playday back a little bit, I noticed that my microphone was a little bit quiet, so let me know if that's still a problem. But Otis knocks another single and loads the bases for Boo. Boo is a... well, wait. Boo is a relatively consistent player, but will hit right into a triple play that knocks the Infernos out of the inning as Calvi Berry raids into us. Hello, you're joining us now at the first game of Playday number 4 of Grand Slam Galaxy, a CPU league where me and my friend draft Mario Super Sluggers 2008 players and have the CPU play in a 14 Playday league. Critter now will hit right into left field, barely dodging Fireball actually for a nice single. You join us now as the Infernos, the Dante's Infernos, ignore the Waluigi symbol, play against the Daisy Flowers on Luigi's Mansion. Both these teams are 2-1. The Flowers have a +5 run differential. The Infernos have a, +1 run differential. The Infernos have a -5, so the Flowers have been doing a little bit better. But you can never doubt, the Flowers batter of King K. Rool, who comes in, knocks it way too high. Red Noki goes for the catch, but barely misses out on it. And this is why the Flowers have that positive run differential. Critter and K. Rool back-to-back are such a devastating hitting combo. And Red Bionta, which is a little bit too low a speed, just a little bit late, lets a 2-run homer fly over Red Noki's head. The Flowers will gain that 2-run lead. Green Magic Koopa is no slouch, but Shy Guys have turned out to be excellent defensive players this season. Undervalued in Season 1 perhaps, but on that second base position, they're able to make amazing, almost magnetic catches on those attempted singles. Well, it's hard to slide and catch that one as Red Yoshi's ball goes all the way outfield. It's perfectly aimed and a boo to match. Red Noki has to throw it in fast to keep the fast Yoshi on second. And has there been an out yet for the Flowers in this inning? I need to see. Yeah, there's been 1 out. Baby Daisy isn't exactly a power hitter. She'll have to use a Fireball, but Fireball can see right through it. He's not fast enough to catch the speedy Baby Daisy, though. And the start of the Daisy Chain starts off well as JC steps up, but is dove caught out by Shy Guy, who turns the double play and gives the Infernos out of what's a meh inning. Gets the Infernos a meh inning out of what could have been a very bad one. The Flowers have only a 2-run lead heading out of the second, and the Infernos have plenty of time to deal the damage back. So, as Waluigi hits a beautiful slap out to left field, what a speed on that for a single, the Infernos will start to enter the weaker second half of their batting order. Red Shy Guy is no slouch, being a relatively reliable slap hitter when you need him, but, well, relatively reliable isn't always good enough when you're playing against this good an infield. Critter dives and makes that catch and turns to make the double play, clearing the bases and putting the Infernos at 2 outs. If they want to catch up this inning, it'll take quite a burst of offensive presence, and Red Noki is not the player that you would expect to do that, especially against a pitcher the caliber of Luigi. But it starts off really well. Red Noki, good hit up the center, knocks over Baby Daisy with a shell, a little bit unneeded. It's just a single either way. And Strawberry, the Red Bionta, is as good a hitter as ever. Are they going for a charge hit? No, they'll settle for a slap right over Magic Koopa's head. That is what the Piantas are known for. And Red Noki, with all that speed, will run straight to third. So that's runners on the corners. It's not a great position in terms of the game as a whole, but it is at least the ability to bring in one run, as Captain Dante will step to the plate and be responsible to bring in Red Noki. With 2 outs, there's not a lot of room for error, and Luigi's putting the pressure on with 2 strikes. Slaps that ball, flies over Magic Koopa. That is a good hit, but can Dante reach first? Yes, he reaches first barely. Red Noki safely touches home, and that is the first of 2 runs that the Infernos need in order to tie this game. That's a very good start, and you know what's a good follow-up? Fire Bro. The 4th batter and the slugger for this team will need to come up big if he wants to bring the Infernos back into this game this quickly, and a single won't tie the game, but will get them into position to do it with loaded bases. Dry Bones, newly starred, faces a cyclone pitch from Luigi. Luigi wants to get out of this situation, but Dry Bones sells for the slap. It's perfectly aimed. Red Pianta touches home. It's a buddy throw. That might catch out Captain Dante. It will. The sides change off an excellent defensive outfield play from Baby Daisy and Red Yoshi, catching out Dante in a bit of a pickle. But it's still a tie game. Shy Guy hitting through a cyclone pitch to get that, and the Infernos are back on track. We will be back to the top of the Flowers batting order. Captain Daisy up against the feared pitcher Boo. Though that was a great hit. That was a perfect hit. That is the best hit you could hope for. That's at least a double. That's a double. And you'll notice that someone has farted on the outfield. Those are ghost clouds. If players or the ball land in them, you might see a little bit of disruption happening, letting players snag a couple extra bases. It's a scary situation to be in, though Luigi is known to calm his nerves when he, work through his frayed nerves when he needs them, and he'll do a cyclone hit just to guarantee that Daisy advances. You see that Boo disrupted Captain Dante in left field? And it's now runners on the corners with no outs. The Flowers, after being tied up, are all of a sudden in position to start bringing this game back. No, to start gaining the lead back. And Luigi will hit into a double play. A Shy Guy cleans that one up, but Daisy is able to reach home from third to get the Flowers a lead. Compensation is, winning the game, so you can't really complain. Critter hits one high. Red Noki just barely evades the ghost field. The fireball does not come in time. And that's actually great news for the Flowers, because that means that King K. Rool, one of the best sluggers in the lead, will come up first next inning. So we'll have no runners on bases to get big 2-run, 3-run, 4-run homers. If he wants one, it'll have to be a solo bomb. But it's on the Infernos now to start dealing with being a run down. Otis there shows why Firebow's hit 2 innings ago was so impressive, knocking it straight to Baby Daisy in center field. Boo doesn't have much luck either, grounding out to Critter at the shortstop position. 2 outs now against the Infernos. This is where they came up big last time, but they'll have to do it off the weaker side of their batting rotation. Waluigi wants something, but it'll curve foul, so we'll see him back at the plate for pitch number 2 from Luigi. Smacks it. That's a good single. Waluigi is a very, very proficient slap hitter. You expect him to get those singles. Shy Guy, less proficient. We saw him hit into a bit of a pickle last attempt, but still a pretty good batter. We'll see what he's able to do. Well, he'll copy the captain for a foul ball from the looks of it, also out of left field. Shy Guy with a weak fly ball. That actually might have been caught for a pop fly out, but the Boo disrupted it. Very quick firing on the Boo from Red Pianta. Very well played. And Red Noki now. Run on first, run on second. We've seen some magic from Red Noki in the past. They want it with a charge up. Third pitch. Smacks it. Not in range of a Critter dive, and that is loaded bases. The weakest side of the batting rotation is Boo. I mean, I would argue that Shy Guy, Red Noki, etc. Wait, are we in... Is Red Noki the first batter? Oh my god, I didn't realize how late Waluigi was in the rotation. I apologize. Cyclone hit, drilled by Strawberry, the Red Pianta. That power block shouldn't come back to bite them. No, they're fine. But that single brings in 2 runners as Waluigi and Shy Guy both touch home, and it's a small ball game. The Infernos don't just tie it, they gain the lead after being in a very dangerous 2-out position. It's a 2-out rally. Very well played from them, and it'll tire out Luigi and bring Captain Daisy to the plate. Very proficient pitchers, Princess Daisy. With a runner on first, runner on second, she's attempting a flower ball. Dante does hit it. There is fire support, so this might be close. Yes, it does hit crit and disrupt him, and Noki has the time to reach home safely. That's another run brought in for the Infernos. Again, quick reminder, this was a 2-out situation like 7 batters ago, and the Infernos have played beautiful small ball on Luigi's Mansion. Fireball now, 2 runners on, charges early. It is a star pitch. There's no item support if he hits into it, and that flower ball will seal the end of the inning. Finally, the Flowers get some relief. They are only down 2 runs, but the Infernos, for the first time in this game, hold the lead. It's only the bottom of the 4th, though, and Boo is getting tired. The deeper the Infernos get into this game, the more their pitching rotation comes into question. Dante and Red Noki are able to snag that bomb from King K. Rool. You'll excuse me if I didn't treat it with excitement, because I knew either that was way too high, or they weren't going to jump. I was kind of scared that they weren't going to get jump. I was really ready to lambast them for not jumping. But Red Noki and Dante catch the big hit from K. Rool, and that is a relief to the Infernos, as the rest of the Flowers' offense past him is 100% this time the weaker side. I'm not just saying that. Though, with Boo coming off the mound and being replaced by Waluigi, that opens up a chance for the Flowers. Red Yoshi here. I mean, amazing performance by Red Yoshi on Junior's Playroom last Playday, and a very fine hit for a single there. Runner on first, runner on second. Baby Daisy is definitely the weakest part of this, but if you can get past her, watches a slider. Second pitch now. Another slider. Catches it firmly. That's well aimed, but Red Noki is too fast to let that fly by. It'll mean bases loaded, but that could have easily been an RBI on most other center fielders. So now it's JC up to see what she can do. The middle of the daisy chain, aims it beautifully. That's at least 2 RBI here, though Red Pianta has too much of a laser to let Baby Daisy reach home. Incredible hit. And I almost feel like I should stop talking, just because I start dissing these batting rotations, and they're the ones that come up huge and keep this game very close. Now it's captain versus captain. A runner in scoring position. Yeah, a runner on second. Runner on second and third, excuse me. 1 out. That's a slow ball from Waluigi. I'm not sure why Daisy let that one slide. She wants a big hit. She drills it to left field. It's too big a hit as Captain Dante returns the favor. Throw that ball in real quick. No chance for Baby Daisy to reach home. So the man who's been struggling to re-earn the title of Mr. Consistency now has to try to get the Flowers back into the league against 2 spitballs. Charges up. Well aimed. That'll be one way to start reclaiming the title. And a shell knocks out Red Noki, denying the buddy throw. Not much of a... Actually, no, that might have caught out the runner from second base. Hard maybe. Hard maybe. Maybe not. Regardless, those 2 runs brought in by Mr. Consistency start to tire out Waluigi. Oh, he's taken off the mound already. And a relief a relief if you're an Infernos fan, as Otis is taken from behind the home plate as the catcher, brought in to be the third pitcher. And Jersey players are very reliable, high stamina pitchers, so we should see Otis last on that mound for a while. Still, it's not all good news. The Infernos did lose the lead as they're down now 2 runs, and Drybones will have to show why he got this star power. He's had some very good slap hits, and he'll settle for another one. A well-aimed single to get the Drybones on, well, first base. And Otis, the relief pitcher brought in, now faces down Daisy. We'll see what she's able to do here. Catches the curveball, and it's another clean single right up the center. Very good start for the Infernos here as they have a run on first, run on second, no out. Boo has been unreliable. Inside sources from Infernos management have called him the weaker side of their batting rotation, but we'll see how he's able to do here. Semi-charged. It's a big pop fly. We'll see if Drybones takes advantage to try to run to third. They will. So that'll be runners in the corners with 1 out. Pending a disastrous double play off captain tier player Waluigi's bat. Well, you never know with a Daisy star pitch at the wrong time, but no, it's another well-aimed slap. And just like that, runner on first, runner on second, and 1 of 2 runs brought in to bring this back to a tie game. The Infernos are now only down off 1 as Waluigi continues a very, very good slap game. Shy Guy faces down Daisy. His slap will be a little bit slow, but Critter kind of bobbles it a little bit. He will get a hold of the ball in time to throw it Shy Guy at first. But now, runner on second, runner on third. Red Noki is not the most consistent hitter, and they'll have to swing into a star pitch. Can Magic Koopa keep the nerve? They'll do more than keep the nerve. They'll knock the ball over to Daisy to catch the pop fly. That means the inning does end. 1 run on the board for the Infernos means they're back in, well, second place in a 2-horse race. But it's only a 1-run deficit. Can the Flowers increase their lead? Critter and K-Rool are the players to do it, but with Critter being very quickly caught out by Shy Guy at that second base position, K-Rool will have to hope for a solo bomb. Yeah, that's out of here. Yeah, that's gone. Yeah, that's good. Compensation? Critter wasn't on base. Good job, Shy Guy. I'm sorry that K-Rool is K-Rool. And good job, Red Noki. You tried your best. You tried your hardest out there, buddy. Green Magic Koopa now following up that absolute killer slugger with a big pop line. Actually, a big pop line. That might be out of here. Is Red Noki? No. Oh, thank God. Dante barely catches it at the fence as Green Magic Koopa's ball doesn't get out of here. I got scared. Red Noki was running pretty slow, but that's why they're in center field. I'm not. They knew that one was staying inside the park. Red Yoshi will ground out, and that will end the inning with the Flowers only getting 1 on the board. So it's a familiar situation for the Infernos as they down 2 again, heading into the top of the 6th. Sisyphus is going to have to keep rolling that boulder, and Red Pianta has the arm strength to do it. Watches the first pitch from Daisy. Second pitch now comes in, whiffs. Daisy is going to try something on the inside, and Red Pianta catches a good amount of it. It will stay inside the field. We don't expect the shell to get there in time. No. Baby Daisy catches that pop fly. It's the first out against the Infernos. That leads us to Captain Dante, batter number 3 in the order if you're curious. Second of the inning. Fastball on the outside gets a strike. Down the middle, he slaps it, but goes straight to Critter for a quick ground out. That means, once again, the Infernos want into this inning, they need to do a 2-out rally. Firebro is a hell of a batter to do it on. A lot of power, but a star pitch from Daisy. There's no item support. Firebro swings into it. Critter will easily get under that one. It's 3 up, 3 down. And the Infernos find no purchase in the top of the 6th, meaning that all the momentum is behind the flowers. And if the flowers want to put on extra damage, they'll have to do it off the back of the daisy chain. Baby Daisy up first. Otis is a fine pitcher, but it's a big hit from Baby Daisy. Captain Dante will be under that, though, as it's just a pop fly out to left field. Compensation, that bomb though. Smart throw from JC as it knocks out a glaive and sets up a mine trap in left field. We'll see if that affects Dante later. She'll slap it to center, though. That will be just a single, but it's a very good single. That means that it's up to Daisy now to try to advance this run as we go back to the top of the Flowers batting order. Otis trying something that looks like down the middle, but just a little bit of extra curve on the end evades the tip of Daisy's bat. She will slap pitch number 3, and it will be a very fine single. So, one on first, one on second, one out. Luigi now in good position to reclaim his Mr. Consistency title, but oh, the bobble off Fire Bro means that actually we go back to loaded bases. A huge bobble off of what would have been a double play to end the inning now puts the Infernos in a very dangerous position. Luigi smacks one foul. Otis needs to force some sort of double play off this bat, but Luigi's putting power behind it. It evades the glove of Firebro, jumping right over it. Red Noki trying to get a grip on this ball in the outfield. A shell almost interrupts Captain Dante, and a double brings in all 3 runners on the bases and propel the Flowers into a 5-run lead. 2 plus 3 is 5, right? Yeah, I can do math. I have a minor in mathematics. That's how I'm able to know that 3 plus 2 is 5. 6-11 scoreline, and no matter what now, we are going to see King K. Rool, who's been knocking absolute bombs out of Luigi's mansion. Though, even... oh, God, I thought that was just going to be perfectly aimed. Critter still wants it. Star hits it out to center field, and a little bit of boo assistance will mean that Red Noki is definitely not able to catch that in time. Critter might go for third, as why did Dante throw to first? Did the ghost throw him off? Otis being changed out is also definitely not what the Infernos need to see here. Dry Bones brought in from third base has to find his way past the King with a Critter on third. His absolute dagger just evades Shy Guy at second base and drives in another run. That is now a 7-run lead for the Flowers, as this bottom of the 6th has been disastrous for the Infernos. Finally, Green Magic Koopa comes up and hits into a double play, but a 5-run inning, 10 runs in 3 innings, is absolute domination of Luigi's Mansion. Now, we have seen the Infernos claw themselves out of an impossible situation before in Luigi's Mansion, but are the Flowers just too consistent for that to happen again? Attempted power block interference doesn't save Dry Bones from the big pop fly. Some good news-ish. Daisy is starting to tire, and these star pitchers will tire out even more. Otis swings into it, though. Bomb does not scare away Critter. That's the 2nd out of the inning. And if the Infernos aren't careful, they'll have another 3-up, 3-out inning, and this lead might just become impossible to get past. Daisy is taken off the mound, and the slugger himself, King K. Rool, comes in. Devastating fastballs on this guy, and it's good enough to make Boo knock it straight to Magic Koopa. 3-up, 3-out. The Infernos have 2 quick offensive innings, and they need to find a way to stop the Flowers and come back in this game. As Toucans Maids in, hello. Red Yoshi knocks it straight up the center and hits a good single as a little bit of apple juice gets caught in my mouth. And I have to make sure that I don't just become a fire hydrant. Hello, Toucans. Happy Mario Sluggers indeed. I don't need to explain this to you. You know everything that's going on. Baby Daisy does hit it straight to Red Noki. who does make the catch, so the runner stays honest at first, and JC is looking for a bunt play. We saw some amazing bunts last Playday, maybe taking a little bit of inspiration from that with the fireball, but no, she's hit by it herself. The sacrificial bunt is good enough to advance the runner to second scoring position for Red Yoshi. So, can Captain Daisy capitalize off it as the Flowers return back to the top of their batting order? No. Her line drive led up third base, quickly caught by Otis. Excellent reflexes from the third baseman, and that's the first time the Flowers go silent since inning number 1. Can the Infernos start this climb up the mountain? Waluigi wants to do it and keeps up his amazing batting game with a good single, barely keeping out of range of Critter. I will admit, these fastballs from K. are terrifying, but he'll tire out relatively quickly from them. Sorry, I hit my mic. And, well, when the Infernos play a lot of slap batters, it's less of a factor. Case in point, Shy Guy hits another good ball up the center. Runner on first, runner on second now, and Red Noki is the batter to try to cause a disaster off of for the Flowers defense. You'll excuse my wording there. Charges, though, gets contact off it and runs it foul, so now 2 strikes against the Nokester. A little bit of a slow ball there from K. and Magic Koopa reels it in way too slow. That Magic Glove playing against the second baseman and allowing the bases to get loaded with no outs. Strawberry wants a big hit. It will stay inside the park, though, so we're looking at a sac fly from the Pianta. Yes. Waluigi starts to run in, will score the run, so it's 1 out, 1 run so far from the Infernos, as Captain Dante comes up to the plate. With a runner on first, runner on second, there's lots of good to hope from the captain, but what can he do? Slower pitch from K. taken advantage of. Excellently aimed ball right out to right field. The shell disrupts the throw-in from Baby Daisy. Red Noki starts to run home, and Dante gets a double off an item forced error that brings in 2 RBI. That's now 3 runs on this inning, and you cannot count the Infernos out in this game after beautiful item play. That's a great hit for the captain, and just like I said, K. is already starting to tire early, so early, in fact, he'll be taken off the mound and put onto that second base position as Green Magic Koopa comes in. Now, there's only 2 innings left, top of the 8th, well, the rest of the top of the 8th, and the top of the 9th. Magic Koopa doesn't have a lot of stamina, but is a very good pitcher, but not good enough to avoid that hit from Firebro, who knocks it over to right field. Baby Daisy and Red Yoshi are just fast enough to catch it, though. And disaster avoided by inches for the Flowers. A valiant attempt from Firebow shut down by one of the best outfields in the game, in the league. And it'll be Dry Bones. His captain's on second. Doesn't want to be left stranded there. Star power is invested in him. What can we expect from the dead man? Slap hit. Beautiful slap hit. And it'll put runners on the corners. There's that. Dry Bones has been just as good a slap hitter as Waluigi, basically, with extra star power. And Otis now, the third string pitcher, brought in to try to bring in Dante. Her attempt over second base, not going to fly over K-Rool's head. And it's 3 runs for the Infernos, but if they want back into this game, they're not just going to have to replicate that successful inning in the 9th. They're going to have to surpass it, as they're down by 4 still. Meanwhile, the Flowers in a very dangerous part of their rotation, but with Luigi shut down quickly. That's good news for Infernos fans. Now they just have to get past Luigi, who is, in fact, and this is true, a different player. Smacks it, but is also caught out by Firebro. That's the 2nd out now. Will they be able to stop Critter? If he gets on, K-Rool could very easily notch another bomb and put the Flowers up 6. Critical for Dry Bones to stop this lizard. Third pitch. Slap from Critter. It will touch grass, and the good attempt from Dante to bring it in is not fast enough. That means that we do have the big man himself K-Rool could all but ice this game with another home run. So it's up to Drybones to stop that. Trying something on the outside, but K-Rool catches it. Too far on the outside means that it will go foul. 2 strikes. Does Critter go for a home run under these conditions? No. He wants a slap. He gets a slap. The Red Noki again. Too fast. Might catch out. Ooh, I thought might catch out Critter on a base running error. But still, the Infernos have a great chance here. Can they just get the out off of Green Magic Koopa? Charging. Green Magic Koopa wants it. It's a good hit up center field, but Red Noki's too quick for that one. That's out number 3. And if the Infernos want this game, they may well have earned the shot at it after shutting down the Flowers for 2 innings. They want this game. They need 4 runs, starting with arguably their weakest batter in Boo. Okay, maybe inarguably. That's out number 1. Waluigi now has to start off the offense. If this is the first out where Waluigi fails his team, the first at-bat, I mean, it's over. Slaps it, though. That's fast, but the Boo is not fast enough to stop JC from getting under it. That's out number 2. If the Infernos want this, they need 4 runs on 2 out pressure. Can Magic Koopa seal this game? Shy Guy now watches the first 2 pitches. Nerves of steel on the Shy Guy. 3rd pitch. It's a good slap. Baby Daisy isn't able to get under it. That's a single, and that's a start. But the most dangerous hitter for them to get past now is Red Noki. Can Red Noki get on base? The watch pitch number 1. Magic Koopa now with pitch number 2. Charges. Big hit from the Nokester, but is it too big an attempt? Baby Daisy gets under that one. The Grave does not interfere with it, and the Infernos fizzle out. 9-13 versus the Flowers on Luigi's Mansion. A very good effort cut short, and the Flowers secure this game in the top of the 9th, letting up none in that critical inning. A very good showing from both teams. If you would look at the run differential, you would say that the Flowers were the favorite team here, despite the tied records. And, well, that 9-13 scoreline would bolster any Flowers fans' confidence as they continue on a 3-game winning streak against very strong teams. The Infernos unfortunately fizzle out just a little bit on Luigi's Mansion. Again, actually losing by 4 runs, which is kind of funny. But a very good effort from them as they showed the resilience to try to come back. I think that the defense really tightened up after that 5-run inning. I don't know what exactly was the pep talk in the dugout, but it just wasn't quite good enough. The Infernos stopped by the Flowers here on Luigi's Mansion. Let's talk about these 2 teams. K-Rool obviously continues his, well, don't call it a revenge season, but, well, maybe, as he will be officially taken off fraud watch with an absolute monster of a game. I believe there was 3 home runs from the man. Incredible batting. Only score let down just because not enough batters got on before him. But still, very, very, very solid batting. You can't really blame that, and you don't normally expect that when you've got such great hitters like Daisy, Luigi, and Luigi, and Critter in front of, well, K-Rool. That was 2 home runs, wasn't it, I think? Yeah. Sorry, I said 3 earlier. I think it was only 2. Reign of Terror? Maybe. They'll have to get on top of the scoreboard if they want to start calling it that. And good performances also. Mr. Consistency, Luigi, having a little bit of trouble this season. I wouldn't call it an amazing showing from him at the bat this game, but still better. So we'll have to see how he performs heading into the rest of the season. He is the player who I've got my eye on the most, now that K-Rool has proven himself a reliable slugger for this Flowers team. On the other side, the Infernos Swapping up their roster yet again. It doesn't quite work out for them, but it was still a very impressive showing. 9 runs on this field against the defensive powerhouses that the Flowers are. It's nothing to sneeze at. And though Boo is notably the weakest batter, yes, I acknowledge it, my B, good showings from the rest of the team was almost enough to bring this one back. I'm taking a look though, and I'm wondering how much... Yeah, I'm starting to wonder. I kind of dissed their pitching game a little bit earlier today, but Boo, Waluigi, Otis is a pretty good pitching rotation. Firebro was a little bit weaker on batting, but he did almost hit a 2-run homer that would have shot his score right up. He hit some decent slaps. Might be one to watch, but we know from the Monarchs season that he was on that it was a little bit inconsistent from him when the team relied on him. Him, Boomerang Bro, Petey Piranha, when they were all in one squad, you always expected one of them to show up, and it was usually good for the Monarchs, but never all of them. So, we'll keep our eye on this Infernos squad heading into the season. They will still be at a very, very respectable 2-2 record, though they will fall to a -9 run differential. I would say that's not too bad after Playday 4 tied record, and we'll have to see how they perform heading into the next couple of, well, next 10 Playdays. We'll head into our second game of the night, though. And in this game, what was the spoilers I said? The Monarchs take on the Revenge in Bowser Jr.'s Playroom. This is probably the game I'm the most interested in watching. The Monarchs and the Revenge. What a weird story is coming out of these two teams. The Monarchs steal their Playday number 3 win, beating the Scrambled Eggs 9-10 on Daisy Cruiser off a bobbled grand slam, which is just a wild stat to say. And they've been having a bit of trouble finding their offensive footing this season. Defensively, of course, they're a great team, and they have the players. Blue Critter's, of course, a pretty good batter. Blue Pianta, nothing to sneeze at when you've got a Pianta on the board. And when you've got the defensive outfield that is Blue Toad, Toadette, Blue Noki, Blue Toad, for the record, another very good batter, you obviously have the potential, but this team just hasn't found the success yet. And they haven't swapped around their roster either. So the question is, will this same roster be able to take another game as they go against technically team number 8, though I wouldn't really put them there in the power rankings if I judge these teams based purely off power. The results, they're 0-3, the Revenge. Again, 3 very close games in Playday 1, 2, and 3. Incredibly close. They have just absolutely shown that these underutilized players in Season 1 can sing when put on a roster together. Peridot, Ollie, and Diddy Kong to start. Monty Mole later as an outfielder is very scary. Monty Mole, I would argue, inarguably having a breakout season as a starting pitcher. And when you swap to Diddy Kong after that, not much to sneeze at. And you've got the offensive power of Green Dry Bones, Firebro, and Brown Critter. This is a very, very high potential squad. But their first 3 opponents, that being the Scrambled Eggs, that being the Flowers, and that being the Infernos, were just enough to shut them down so far. They do have home field advantage this Playday. So, sorry, making sure the stream was updated. They do have home field advantage this Playday, and they've chosen to go to Junior's Playroom, a field that they won in the preseason pretty handily against the Wilds, but the last time they were there was actually against the Flowers, where the Flowers really claimed Junior's Playroom as their stadium of choice, defeating the Revenge 6-4. For the record, of course, again, just to restate it, Flowers went to Junior's Playroom again next Playday when they had home field advantage, won that game 6-18 versus the Wilds. But the Revenge still believe in Junior's Playroom as a great stadium for them, and it's hard to argue. A lot of their offense can be good slap hitters, so the bigger field is less of an issue for them. You look at players like Brown Critter and Boomerang Bro, and you say, aren't these home run contenders? They're pretty good line drive players, which I would argue is a benefit on Junior's Playroom. So, we'll see what happens. The Monarchs, after scoring their first win last Playday, could just win another game and go up 2-2 against the Revenge, or the Revenge could finally, after winning both games in the preseason, score their first regulation season game and start their tour proper. The Monarchs head to the Revenge's playground as we are ready to square off in Bowser Jr.'s playroom. This will be an interesting game. This will be a very, very interesting game. I'm excited to see it. Also, hi, Toxic. Polarsh. I'm sorry. I saw Toxic Industries and I saw Polarsh's messages and my wires got crossed. Blue Critter is a pretty good batter. End of sentence? Okay. Blue Critter, let's just say, starts the game off strong, immediately getting a single big home run dinger off the first pitch of the game from Monty Mole. That'll be a little bit of trouble because every bit of offensive damage will weigh down Monty Mole faster, and it'll be up to Narissa to try to keep up that momentum. She'll be stopped by Boomerang Bro, though. Those bros, again, cannot be overstated. Always so clutch in the infield. This is a very good infield, I want to say. From the Revenge, Brown Critter will field this hit from Blue Shy Guy, and the Critters are also extremely good on those infield positions with the diving catches that they're able to make. So Blue Noki will actually not get stopped as a pow block comes out to save the runner. That Boomerang catch, sabotaging Boomerang Bro on that one. And Blue Pianta now with a chance to keep this inning going if they're able to escape the infield. Monty Mole doesn't exactly want them to. And the pow block comes out just in time to make sure that Blue Pianta does reach first base. A hero item play keeps the offensive inning going for the Monarchs. Blue Toad uses a boo. Chain Chomp disrupts Ollie the Paragoomba in the outfield. And that's 2 more runs batted in. And the Monarchs are off to an incredible start here on Junior's Playroom. Okay. Big solo shot bomb from Blue Critter. Again, Junior's Playroom is a very hard field to home run on. Chain Chomp interference, Pow Block interference, and Monty Mole, who's been an incredibly successful starting pitcher, is thrown off the mound early and brought to the outfield. Finally, Toadette is the batter, who is the one who ends this inning, as she'll ground out to the shortstop. It's a pretty good first inning from the Monarchs. If I was a betting man, I would guess that that was an outlier inning, but we only have one data point so far, and that data point is pretty good. Green Shy Guy starts off the Revenge with a single of his own. Slow curveball from Toadsworth, the veteran trying to psych out Boomerang Bro. So that's a good hit to center field. Good enough for a single. Good enough. Oh no, he's going for a double. Oh, he might be caught out of second base. Base running error by Boomerang Bro. Just a little bit too greedy. And what could have been runners on the corners with no outs is now a runner on third with 1. Captain Diddy Kong. Will he be able to keep this one going? With a slap, he'll evade Blue Pianta. Green Shy Guy thought that was going to be caught out. Doesn't run for it, which I respect, honestly. So it's runners on the corners now for Brown Critter. Blue Critter, obviously, already started off this game tremendously. And Brown Critter launches the deep slider from Toadsworth. Next pitch comes in. Slow curve. No way! No way! What? In the exact same hit that Blue Critter got, Brown Critter also hits a beautiful home run, but this time with 2 runners on, it's not a single point dinger, it's a 3-point bomb. And just like the Revenge, the Monarchs also have the starting pitcher chased off early, as Captain Peach comes in. We now have a captain versus captain batting duel. Green Drybones will pop it to center field for an out. And Seeker, the Koopa, I forgot to mention this. Actually, there was one trade. The Rotten Eggs and the Revenge did a trade earlier. Seeker, who was on the Rotten Eggs bench, came over to the Revenge. And Baby Luigi, who was on the bench for the Revenge, came over to the Rotten Eggs. Both players will see play today. Seeker unfortunately grounds out, but we're happy to see him back after a successful stint in runner-up team The Monsters last season. So, top of the second, and we have a tied 3-3 scoreline. I cannot emphasize enough, if you are new to Grand Slam Galaxy, it's usual to see teams score like 5 runs here to win. Like, this is a low-scoring stadium. And a little bit of aggression to the norm, maybe, as Peach caught out by Brown Critter at the shortstop position, and the first 2 attempt at runners from the Monarchs fall flat, but, well, Blue Critter got an amazing Beanball! Oh, Diddy Kong, you didn't have to do that one! Diddy Kong doesn't want to see Blue Critter. Diddy Kong wants to send a message! Knocks the star batter in the shoulder, returning fire for the home run to start the game. And the captain is saying, Monarchs, I can handle you all on my own. A beanball to blip to Blue Critter. And then striking out Narissa right after that. What an offense, what a pitching showing. Peach, are you going to let that stand? Well, she doesn't want to. She's going to try something on the inside. It'll slide its way past Peridot the green paratrooper. His next attempt will be a big fly ball to right field. The fireball blocked by Blue Critter, so no way for that one to hit anytime soon. Ollie, the Paragoomba now, up and about. Tries something on that weak slider, but also caught out. That was a ground out to Blue Critter at second base. So it'll be the starting pitcher, Monty Mole, who will get caught out by Blue Pianta. 3 up, 3 out for the Revenge. Peach doesn't need any fancy tricks for that one. No, it's just a tie game. So, the thing to keep an eye on. This is a very defensive stadium, so it doesn't matter as much as a stadium such as Luigi's Mansion. But which of these pitchers, which of these captains, comes off the mound first, as both of them are having very good showing. Diddy Kong's star pitch causing Blue Shy Guy to knock it right into Boomerang Bro for the first out. Blue Noki now. Facing down another star pitch. Swings on it, and it's not quite the same story, but Boomerang Bro, after a little bit of a fumble, manages to get their glove on the ball. That'll be the second out now. Blue Pianta wants a big hit and gets it. Boo assistance off a shot to center left. The Bullet Bill knocked out both Ollie and Peridot, and Peridot now has to throw it in. That is a triple off a Boo, off a Bullet Bill. Did I call it a Boomerang Bro? Off a Bullet Bill. And just like that, Blue Pianta in great position to score if Blue Toad, who's a very consistent slap hitter, can get on base. What an at-bat. Blue Toad does knock it high. Peridot's able to get under that one and save the inning, so it will remain a tied game. But the Monarchs are showing a lot of offensive potential right now. That was a very, very good half inning from them. I mean, as good as you can get for 0 on the board. And now it's up to the Revenge to see if they're able to actually grab this lead. Green Shy Guy does hit a great single. Green Shy Guy is the first in the Revenge's batting order, right? Yeah, followed by Boomerang Bro. So a good line drive to the wall here would be a great start for this Revenge inning. Instead, it's going to be a big pop fly. The shell will not make it there in time. So no, that's just the pop fly for an out. Captain Diddy Kong. Responsibility falls on him to get past Peach. Charges it up and again watches another pitch. Swings on pitch number 3 and it's a very good single out to center field. For the record, Silver Lily, if you want to, you can open up my channel, go to videos, and then the video that is this stream will be there up to right now, and then you can clip off that. Just, you know, if you're bored between games or something. But don't be bored right now as Brown Critter hits a huge one to right field. Though this is why Junior's Playroom is so dangerous for sluggers. With the outfield so big, there's plenty of time for fast outfielders to get into position to catch these dangerous balls. That'll be out number 2 as Brown Critter is caught out, and the runners have to stay on first and second. Green Dry Bones, another star Dry Bones, the second one we'll see today. Up now. Against Peach, he'll hit a great slap. And Boo assisted, and Shane Chomp assisted a little bit. Oh, Diddy Kong might be caught out at home. Does he have time to turn around? He does. Green Dry Bones hit does bring in one runner, but Diddy Kong is able to stay safe on third. That does mean the Revenge get out to a 1-run lead. Could have been a 2-run if the Chain Chomp knocked into both those outfielders. And a good hit from Green Dry Bones. Seeker now. Responsibility falls on the lad to keep the inning going, but his slap hit will get quickly fielded by Blue Pianto for the 3rd out of the inning. Peach is obviously devastated to lose the lead. On Junior's Playroom, 1-run leads are a little bit more impactful with how much harder it is to score those runs. Still, we've seen good effort from the Monarchs so far, and when Toadette starts off the inning by getting on base, you know that's a good sign. Toadsworth will have to follow it up though. Great pitcher, faces down the slider, and the shell is not enough to stop Boomerang Bro, who easily fields it for the double play. Now clear the bases for the Monarchs. Captain Peach will have to try to keep this inning going, but no, her slap quickly caught out by Brown Critter. That means it's not 3 up, 3 out, but it is 3 quick outs, and the Monarchs are not able to reply and will have to hang back. The Revenge hold onto their lead as they head into Peridot as a batter. Bottom of the 4th, and Peridot is a very respectable batter in terms of the stats. Though, their effort here, not good enough. Blue Toad feels that one for the 1st out of the inning. So we'll have to see how Ollie is able to do. Low slider, if I can even call that a slider, from Peach. She'll try a Peach pitch, but Ollie sees through that one. She only has one eyes for one paratrooper. Regardless, though, the hit is weak enough that Blue Pianto is able to field it for out number 2. Monty Mole doesn't have a lot of success either, and it's also 3 up, 3 out for the Revenge. And this game remains low scoring and very much within the Monarchs' reach as they return back to the top of their batting order at inning number 5. So, Diddy Kong now pitching against Blue Critter. A fastball, a slow ball really. It's just outside of the range that Blue Critter is expecting on, and that's a 2nd strikeout for Diddy Kong. Very good pitching from the, let's just say, revenge-fueled captain. Narissa watches too. She'll have to watch an outside pitch here. It's a curveball, a star pitch from Diddy. that forces strike number 3, and incredibly, Diddy Kong gets 2 strikeouts in a row. If you've been paying any attention, you know how rare that is. Fastball on the outside gets strike number 1. It's something a little bit more inside here from Diddy Kong, but he'll not be able to get 3 strikeouts in a row. This Blue Shy Guy gets a good single off an item forced error. Alright, Diddy Kong now against Blue Noki. The slider caught by the Nokester. And it's good for a single of their own. Run on first, run on second, and Blue Pianta, who did so much damage before, to reel in nothing, with a chance to do even better with 2 runners on. Can Diddy Kong get their way past Blue Pianta with a star pitch they want to? But Blue Pianta catches all of it. It's a chain chomp to disrupt Peridot in the outfield, and that will allow Blue Shy Guy to reach home. And off of more outfield interference, we have a tie game again. 4-4 in the bottom of the 5th, and Diddy Kong is starting to curse this outfield. He'll be brought off the mound, and Green Shy Guy from third base is brought in to pitch. I'll have to find the way past runners on the corners. Blue Toad wants a big hit, but Ollie is able to keep the grip on that one. That'll be 3 outs, and it'll keep the Monarchs at only 1. But the revenge now, for the first, not the first time, the revenge now, tied back up, need to start finding these hits again. I told you, 5 runs is usually enough to win on Junior's Playroom, as evidence from Green Shy Guy's line drive being caught up by Narissa at third base. Boomerang Bro, we expect a deep hit from the man. We'll watch pitch number 1, pitch number 2. A little bit bad contact. The Green Shell tries to disrupt the infield, but Blue Critter is there to make the save. Throws out Boomerang Bro at first base. So Diddy Kong, bit of a too deep a hit to center field. Toadette lazy under that one. 3 up, 3 out despite their best efforts for the revenge. And we remain at a 4-4 tied game. But of note, the Monarchs still have Peach on the mound. And that is a huge asset to have such a skilled pitcher on this defensive field. Green Shy Guy, less so. I respect the player, but less so. Boomerang Bro, though, covers that great boomerang catch to catch out Toadette's attempt. Toadsworth now. Is that a strike? That looked way outside. Slider. Toadsworth showing off the reflexes of an axolotl there. And another slider, but good contact. The POW block disrupts the entire infield, including the runner Toadsworth. That means Diddy Kong is able to secure out number 2. So, batter number 9. Peach has not seen too much success so far, but off a starred slider, that's good enough for her, and she'll actually get a single. That means that Blue Critter now has a chance to bring in his captain for the lead. Line drive, Boo assisted line drive. Keep an eye on Peach at the top right of your screen. Does she go for it? Monty Mole and Ollie in the outfield laser it in and catch out Peach at home plate. Incredible defense to shore up after that Boo play to make sure. I think that Ollie faked picking it up just to go for the buddy throw to catch out Peach. Incredible outfield play to stop the Monarchs and keep this a tied game. Molly. Who are you praising? Because Molly sounds too much like a ship name, and I don't think Peridot or Ollie wants that when they're already in a very committed relationship. First, I didn't even see who was up for the revenge. I was too busy laughing. It was Brown Critter. Green Dry Bones. That star power not enough to save him. And the Monarchs go on a defensive revenge spree. Quickly getting out 2 very strong batters. 3, well, 2.5 strong batters. As they go 3 up, 3 out. And the revenge are at the plate for the bottom of the 6th for less time than some batters have been total. Sorry, let me try that again. Total in the bottom of the 6th. The Avenger at the plate for less time than some full at-bats have taken. A misplay by Ollie in the outfield lets a single from Narissa reach second. And Blue Shy Guy is up with a chance to bring that runner home. The Monarchs are in very good position to try to score here if they're able to capitalize. The bobble for Brown Critter, plus the boo to keep throwing off Ollie. Narissa runs all the way home. And the Monarchs gain that 1-run lead that they need. Brown Critter, not what you need to do in such a key moment. I want to talk about players that choke. Let's look at all the bobbles that the Critters have been responsible for lately. Blue Noki actually is a glorious line drive, and again these boos exactly when the Monarchs need them. Peridot tries to field it, does keep Blue Shy Guy honest at third, but it's a double from Blue Noki. No outs on the board. The Monarchs poised here in this inning, and Blue Pianta takes advantage. The power block doesn't mean much when Ollie is a flying player, but it doesn't matter as Noki and Blue Toad and Blue Shy Guy are more than fast enough to bring those runs in, and now the Monarchs are the first team with more than a 1-run lead. They lead 7-4. Blue Toad's attempt stopped by Ollie in the outfield, so we're heading into definitely the weaker section of the Monarchs now with Toadette, Toadsworth, and Peach. But Green Shy Guy, as he starts to tire, will actually force a double play off Toadette's bat. So compensation, but is it too late? The revenge. Need something here. Actually, he'll have to excuse me. Technically, the Monarchs were up 3-0 in the bottom of the 1st for a very short period of time. Can the revenge replicate their bottom of the 1st and tie this game back up? Peridot says no after quickly being caught up by Norris at third base. Ollie faces down Peach. Decent hit, but it's straight to the second base player. That means it's 2 outs now, and the revenge might just go 3 up, 3 out if Monty Mole isn't able to get on base, but a great, actually, hit to shallow center is exactly what the Mole ordered. That'll be a single and a 1-runner on. Can Green Shy Guy keep the magic going? If they're able to get on base, any is able to get on base, that would mean great things for Boomerang Bro, but it's a big pop fly. There's no item support, and Toadette makes a very standard catch to stop the revenge. 2 innings left. 3 runs it's not the tallest order, but it's hard on Junior's Playroom. Meanwhile, you got Toadsworth, you got Peach. You're looking at Green Shy Guy here to try to clean up this game. And if you're reviewing this game later, you start to wonder how much Monty Mole coming off the mound early really did secure that lead that the Monarchs needed. Seeker brought into pitch from, again, I think third base. Immediate pitcher's blessing as Peach's weak hit is fielded by Boomerang Bro for the 2nd out. But now they have to find their way past Blue Critter. Big contact, but the Boomerang Bro catch reels it in. The line drive is denied. And the Monarchs quieted at the top of the 8th. Now the revenge. Pretty solid opportunity. You knew that was Seeker's name when you traded. I mentioned it. Okay, Boomerang Bro. Okay, Boomerang Bro. Okay, Boomerang Bro. Okay. Now that is a start to the inning that the revenge need as Boomerang Bro comes up big. They knock that ball to center field. It does not come back. Blue Noki and Toadette not able to get there. And the lead cut down to 2. Captain Diddy Kong now up against Pete. Good, well-aimed shot down the third baseline. We'll get the captain a single. Oh, you thought it'd be Boomerang Bro. Okay, yes, that makes sense. So now it's Brown Critter to try to take advantage. Charges it, but whiffs on the curveball. Peach might try something inside here. Brown Critter does watch it fly. We've seen a lot of strikeouts so far this game. Just like that, Peach gets one of her own. The slider slides past Brown Critter, and that's the first out of the inning. But Green Dry Bones, well, tries for revenge. Not good enough, though. That pop fly caught out by Blue Toad in left field. That's 2 outs now. If the Revenge want a runner in off small ball, they'll have to do it off Seeker's bat. Seeker has not been successful so far, and it's not successful there. Their inning comes to a close. A 2-run lead for the Monarchs. A lead that is very familiar after Luigi's Mansion game, and a lead that they will have to make up in the bottom of the 9th if Seeker is able to deny, well, the Monarchs offense. Narissa stopped by Brown Critter at shortstop. Next batter, Blue Shy Guy. Shy Guys have shown up so far in this Playday. Second pitch, good contact to left field. Too good a contact as Peridot is under that one. So now, if they want to only be down by 2, the Revenge need to stop Blue Noki. Blue Pianta has been destructive to this defense. Slow ball from Seeker right down the middle. Blue Noki hits into it, and that's a quick round out for 3 up, 3 out. 2 runs or 3 outs. Which comes first? The Revenge have shown the potential. They're in a mildly awkward spot in their batting order, though. Peridot actually being the 7th batter for... Oh my god. No. That was a good attempt from Peridot. The power block is on time! The power block is on time! We never see that. Ollie shows up big for her girlfriend. That's a double. Right when the Revenge needed. Ollie now. Can she keep it going? Beautiful hit to center left, but Toadette is under it. That means that Peridot has to stay at second base. Monty Mole, batter number 9 now. Can Monty get something started? Needs to bring Peridot home soon. Watches the peach pitch on attempt number 1. Catches the second pitch, but Blue Critter catches it out. Turns the double play to Blue Pianta. And despite the heroic effort from Peridot and Ollie to get on base early in the inning, the Monarchs defense is too much. They secure a 7-5 lead. They go up to 2-2, and the Revenge are 0-4 to start off their season. What a game. Oh my god. The Revenge are better than an 0-4 team. I swear they don't deserve this. They really don't. They really don't. What a wild. I think I was maybe a little bit dismissive of the Monarchs when I was like rolling into this game. Let's be fair, or let's be frank. I was pretty dismissive of the Monarchs. I was fully expecting a Revenge win here. But the Monarchs show up. A very well-earned MVP from Blue Pianta, a very, very well-earned MVP from Blue Pianta, is enough to secure the Monarchs a 2-2 record. Incredible. Let me talk up the Monarchs a little bit. They had a pretty rough start to the season, and even after getting up to that 2-2 record, there's still going to be, after I double check, there's still going to be a -12 run differential after a pretty rough first 2 play days. But they're 2-2. They're at that -12. They've shown that this team can work. I'm starting to believe what might have necessitated a trade might just need tweaks. They're not championship material yet, but this squad is really starting to show promise if they can get that small ball going. I say small. Actually, no, I'm keeping that up. Small ball, because Narissa, I think, had one of the better batting showings of the season so far for her. 10 on the batting score, but I'm pretty sure she got on base more than once, which is more than I can say for other games she's played. Blue Shy Guy and Blue Noki also showing up when needed. And yeah, Blue Pianta really earned MVP by driving in so many RBIs over the course of this game. Sometimes all you need is that 7-run scoreline to win on Bowser Jr.'s playroom. It can be as simple as that. And when you have Toadsworth go down early, but Peach hold down the mound for the rest of the game, that is a great sign if you're a Monarchs fan. 2 strikeouts as well for, one strikeout for Peach. Maybe her best pitching showcase that she's had so far this season. And the Monarchs showing some promise. The Revenge. This is not an 0-4 team. This is not. I want to point out, the Revenge's preseason, 0-5 versus the Wilds, and 7-4 versus the Monarchs. So they actually beat the Monarchs last time relatively handily on Bowser's Castle. Well, not relatively handily, but almost the same scoreline but mirrored, so maybe this matchup is really close. Also, that was on Bowser's Castle, nighttime version of this stadium. So, I think we're at the point with the Revenge that you can't attribute it all to luck. They still have a better run differential than 3 teams. They might have a better run differential than 4 if the Scrambled Eggs game later goes poorly for them. Like, this is not an 0-4 team. I hesitate to even see they need to change because, again, they've lost their 4 games by 1 run, 1 run, 2 runs, 2 runs. I don't want to say that's not in that order. In order, it was 1 run, 2 runs, 1 run, 2 runs. This is a fine enough squad, but something needs to happen here. I will point out, the Revenge's highest scoreline so far was against the Monarchs, who they beat 7-4 in the preseason. Maybe the unsolved puzzle for this Revenge squad, maybe Boomerang Bro and Brown Critter just aren't doing enough in their current positions. A shakeup in the batting order? A trade for a bigger slugger? There's a lot of options for the Revenge squad here, but they are one of a few squads at this point to not reach a 10-line scoreline at any point during the season. I'd have to track down and see which squads haven't, but it's definitely less than the majority. So, I'll cut myself off there. Lots of opportunity for this squad still, but something needs to come together if they want to start the comeback they will need to go, well, better than 0-4. I believe in this squad. This is a great squad. I'm just realizing now I almost didn't actually finish taking my screenshot, so I gotta make sure that I do that. This is a great squad. I believe it's a tweak. But for now, they will sit 0-4, and the storyline for the Diddy Kong's Revenge continues to unfold in a fascinating manner. Our third game of the evening. Another very highly anticipated game from me. We turn now to the Scrambled Eggs versus the Rotten Eggs on Peach's Ice Garden. The Rotten Eggs heading to Peach's Ice Garden, not 2 times in a row, I'm sorry, they went there in Playday 2, but yet again, 2 times in a row as the home team. Both times they've had home team advantage, they picked Peach's Ice Garden. And after trading with the Revenge, a new player for them, Baby Luigi, coming to this outfield. You will note that means that Wario was benched. Hear me out. I, after all, have a special inside line to the Rotten Eggs coaching staff. The logic seems to be that Wario as a slugger might be a bit more of a liability on Peach's Ice Garden, where you need slap plays and you need quick outfielders. The outfield of the Rotten Eggs has definitely been the weakest part. So, we will see if the speed from Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, and also Thermite is here, is Should I undo that? Is that cheating? I'll waive a judgment call. You know I harass people all the time before games, like, do you want to change this? Do you want to change this? Because you mention it. But I will totally switch that back if people want me to. We'll see if the new speed by the outfield is enough on Peach's Ice Garden. Baby Luigi and Baby Mario from the Fire Egg Squad last season. Honestly, I think you were better off the other way. You know what? I'm taking that as permission. I totally just did this because Thermite has synergy with Salamander, so theoretically faster throws in. But regardless, we'll see if the faster outfield is a key difference in Peach's Ice Garden. Peach's Ice Garden is not a sluggish field. I'm not sure we've ever seen a home run on Peach's Ice Garden, like ever. And now it's up to one of these squads to try for it. With Wario benched, the Rotten Eggs have even less batting potential. The Scrambled Eggs keep that star power on Boo, who's been a great batter so far. They have PD Piranha. They have the potential, but they also have lots of slap potential. Mr. Consistency, Wiggler, is on this team. And Cookie from the champion squad of the rookies last season continue showing up very well for the Scrambled Eggs. This is a squad that is pretty good. Not to mention also with Blooper and King Boo being floating players, they won't be affected by ice physics, and they'll have a little bit of an easier time in that outfield. Perhaps a miscalculation from the Rotten Eggs coaching staff. We'll see how it goes though. At least the Rotten Eggs finally have a faster outfield. And the Scrambled Eggs, I have to point out, all three of the games so far have either been won or lost by one loss. Wait, were they the one? Yeah, Scrambled Eggs, Playday 1, 6-7 win over the Revenge. Playday 2, 13-12 loss against the Infernos. And Playday 3, it was a 9-10 loss against the Monarchs. So, oh, and also just to add to the storyline, because there's so much going into this game, just as a reminder, the Rotten Eggs are the only undefeated team. This is the standings before this play, but the Rotten Eggs are the only undefeated team. Why are the storylines in Season 2 so goddamn good? Scrambled Eggs versus... Sorry. I like to leave a little bit of a pause so it's easier for me to put in the timestamps. A little peek behind the curtain. Scrambled Eggs versus the Rotten Eggs. The most fascinating squad to watch versus the only undefeated team left. We head now to Peach's Ice Garden. Win by 1 run Scrambled, maintain difference, go 500 with a 0 run differential. Honestly, it's perfectly possible. We'll have to see whether the Rotten Eggs... I'm just gonna start calling them the Scrambled and the Rotten. Just, at least for this playday. King Boo's first attempt on Peach's Ice Garden is a quick ground out. So the Slugger not finding his footing yet, despite being a floater. And Cookie now against Mario. This is actually a pretty big question. It's not typically good in Grand Slam Galaxy to start with a captain tier player. Normally, the Rotten Eggs depend on having 3 captain tier players. Depend on having Mario, Wario, and Birdo all on the same squad. But with Wario benched as, I believe that was Cookie. Sorry, no, Cookie was second. Let me tune into this game real quick. Obviously. Let's see. Scrambled Eggs. That was King Boo, Cookie. Yellow Yoshi was the one who hit into a double play. Excuse me. So, the Rotten Eggs, starting with a captain tier player right off the bat, maybe a little bit of an oversight from them. We'll have to see how it works out. Statler, though. Excellent hit down the first baseline. Excuse me, I'm struggling already. And Yellow Toad is the one to try to take advantage of it after Statler reaches second. No item support, but it's a good hit from Toad that will put runners on the corners. The Wiggler's very quick to field that and stop any risk of a score. and Captain Birdo of the Rotten up early. Her team is the one with the experience on Peach's Ice Garden. Does she know where to hit this ball? Straight down first baseline, but it does curve foul. That means opportunity from the Scrambled Eggs. Another big charge. This one doesn't land foul. King Boo bobbles. King Boo, minor bobble. Doesn't really matter. Yellow Toad was reaching third base regardless. But still, the Rotten strike early as Statler slides into home off the ice into 1-0 scoreline. Salamander now. No outs yet for the Rotten. Knocks it out of left field. No way. Okay, Blooper fears the bananas. It's in, but only just. Salamander's attempt is good enough to bring in Yellow Toad from third base, but the banana interference, I couldn't tell if Blooper was getting under that or not. The bananas did not help as Blooper turned the head for a second to deal with them and missed the catch. Runner on first, runner on second, 2 runs, 0 outs. Thermite drilled, but caught by Petey Piranha, thrown to Yellow Yoshi for the first out of the inning. So that'll be a runner on second, runner on third, 1 out as Captain Mario steps up. The Rotten doing damage so far. Mario has held on to that star ever since, I believe, the first game of the regular season for the Rotten. Now with 2 strikes, though, versus starting pitcher Yellow Yoshi. A fire hit! Melts the ice, burns through, but base running error as Birdo doesn't run. Salamander gets caught out trying to run to third, and despite a good hit, base running errors lead to Salamander being caught out at second. Lifeline provided to the Scrambled if Wiggler is able to take advantage of it, but disruption in the outfield means that big fly ball from YP is able to reach safely, and it's a triple to bring in 2 more RBIs, and the Rotten start powerfully on Peach's Ice Garden, bringing in 4 runs so far in the first inning after quickly shutting down the Scramble. And that might be their experience on the field. Though, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, some of the weaker batters in this league, immediately caught out for the final out of the inning. That means that the Rotten have an identifiable weak point in their batting order. If the Scrambled can survive until that 8th, 9th batter position, well, there's lots to take advantage of. Still, though, Baby Peach on their side, not exactly the strongest batter either. Her rattle strikes true, too true, as it goes right to Birdo, who fields the ground out. That'll bring it up to Captain Yoshi, facing down his longtime friend and betrayer, Mario. Watches the first ball fly past him. Second pitch, smacks it true, and that should be a good single. We'll keep an eye on Yoshi. His speed should let him round the bases quickly, and that's an asset if there ever was one on Peach's Ice Garden. So it's up to now to try to put 2 runners on for Petey Piranha. She wants her with a charge up, but Mario is testing her patience with 2 balls. Fastball down the center. Doesn't trick. But the pow block barely catches Baby Luigi in time. Yoshi runs home. Yoshi runs home. And it's a double that brings in the first run for the Scrambled, and we have a ball game. We have a ball game, as if it's not the top of the second inning. Very, very good start, though, from the Scrambled. Their captain brought in as the first run. Let's hope that's a sign of good things to come, as Petey Piranha steps to home plate. Batter's box dominated by the plant. Ball dominated by Petey. That'll run foul, but that's a hell of a start. Another slider caught by Petey Piranha, and it's aimed perfectly in the pocket. Center right. Doesn't matter how fast you are, that one's hard to catch hold of. It's a double for Petey Piranha that brings in a second run for the inning. The Scrambled are only down by 2 now, as we have a 2-4 scoreline. And beautiful offensive hits from them bring them back into this game, as if it's not the top of the second. I've been casting solo for 6 games now. This is game number 7. Not today, but you know, I'll bump my numbers up. Blooper ignores the first fireball from Mario, slaps with a star hit, a bobble from Salamander, tried to be picked up by Thermite, but well, not there in time. Petey Piranha, perhaps wisely, doesn't choose to try to brave the ice physics off a ball that close. So we have a run on first, run on second. Mr. Consistency. Beautiful slap. But the ice physics mess up Baby Luigi. The outfield too, and Baby Mario has to come in to make the save. Petey Piranha is trying to get home. It's a close play. This close play might actually disrupt the fielding enough that Blooper is also able to touch home. And 2 runs brought in off what should have been a fly ball. But Baby Luigi loses his nerve with all the outstanding fielding positions. And Petey Piranha makes space for the second runner to come in. We have a tie ball game. King Boo, top of the order for the scrambled eggs, brought back up. Launches the first slider. Chance to go ahead with Wiggler on second. Very fast runner. It's a ground ball fielded by Yellow Toad, though, for the second out. But still, Wiggler advances to third. Cookie is a very consistent hitter. She could get the lead for the scrambled here. Slaps it. That's a beautiful shot. Baby Mario messes up the fielding in the outfield. That allows Cookie to advance to at least second. She stays at second. But that's a 5-run inning. That's a 1-run lead. Now brought home for the scrambled after a relatively anemic first inning. Those same batters come up clutch. Now Yellow Yoshi was the batter who ended inning number 1 for the scrambled. Can they get on base now? Swing? No. Watches one right down the middle. Pitch number 3 from Mario. It's a curveball on the outside. It's another strikeout. We've seen so many of those today. And Yellow Yoshi ends the second inning as well. Mario no doubt frustrated to give up the lead. And it's not like the Rotten have a great start to their batting rotation. As Baby Luigi, batter number 9, he'll grow up into Mr. Consistency, but for right now he's pretty weak at that batter's box. Slider, caught by Baby Luigi, but makes the diving play to secure that one. That's a free out if there ever was one to start off the bottom of the second. Now Yellow Yoshi will look to try to find their way past Statler. Slow ball, caught by Statler, but, well, it was too close to the baseline. Petey Piranha easily fields it. Now that's 2 outs, and the Rotten are in deep risk of just repeating the scrambled start to this game when they need to come back and being down a run. Yellow Toad uncharacteristically winds it up, but King Boo and Wiggler are there in the outfield to make the catch. 3 up, 3 out, and the scrambled have an amazing opportunity to blow into the lead against the only undefeated team so far. 5-4 scoreline. Baby Peach drills a hit, but she drills it straight to Birdo. That's the first out of the inning. Mario needs to find his way past Captain Yoshi, the one who started the scoring for the scrambled last inning. Yoshi's attempt does find the pocket beautifully. That means that there is a very good opportunity for him to get a triple off this hit. Yes, he does go for it. Actually, he could have run home. That was such a slow throw in from Baby Luigi. So it looks all but guaranteed that the scrambled will keep their scoring up unless Mario's able to pull out some magic versus slap. Dove in for by Salamander. Huge hero play to deny that run-in from the Captain Yoshi. That's what the Rotten need if they want to keep Yoshi stranded at third. Petey Piranha is a hell of a batter that can be a liability on Peach's Ice Guard, and if you hit it too high, is that running foul? That's running foul. What? I guess it bounced off the wall, so it didn't count? But YP comes up big, snags the line drive from Petey Piranha. That would have stayed in if YP didn't have the reflexes to snag it. Yoshi left stranded at third, and the Rotten, out of a dire defensive situation, find their way back. Still, though, they have to start putting on offensive pressure, and Birdo, another hit straight up first base, but it doesn't reach the outfield this time. It's stopped by Petey Piranha for out number 1. So, Salamander. Someone has to rekindle this Rotten offense, and Salamander isn't looking good with 2 strikes. Yellow Yoshi tries something on the inside. It's a good slap, but Blooper gets under it before the Boo comes in. That means 2 outs now for the Rotten. And the offense is going cold here in Peach's Ice Garden as Thermite caught out, well, grounded out to the second baseman. 3 up, 3 out yet again for the Rotten. That means that they're going to have to worry about Baby Mario and Baby Luigi coming up in the bottom of the 4th, so that probably won't be a big inning for them. And that means that they will be in a hole for a while longer. It's another bobble from a critter today. A Salamander bobbles a catch on the diving catch from against Blooper. So Blooper gets a single. Wiggler now. Mr. One-Sistency showed up earlier in this game. Charges, good contact along the baseline. That's a beautiful hit. The power block not out in time to disrupt Baby Luigi. But the double from Wiggler does mean runner on second, runner on third, and King Boo could try to go big here. Of Sack Fly could still bring in Wiggler from second, honestly, on this field. The Rotten are in a heap of trouble. Charge hit from King Boo. It does run foul, so that'll be 2 strikes against the King. Jesus, I can't believe Wiggler already reached the home stretch. Fireball from Mario! Not good enough. It's a foul from King Boo, though. Reflexes are just strong enough to keep alive. A fireball on the outside. Another slap from King Boo. Nails that one. Baby Mario misses the fielding, and that does allow 2 RBIs in that put the Scrambled up 3. It is now a 7-4 scoreline, and the Rotten, after an amazing first inning, are going completely quiet. The Scrambled start to run away from the game, and Mario is pulled off the mound. Without a second captain tier player, that also means that Birdo is pulled in from the crucial shortstop position to pitch, a place that we don't expect her to reach again later in this rotation. This is disaster for the Rotten, as Cookie, with a great grounder, slides past Mario on that shortstop position. Birdo could have fielded that, but Mario can't. A good slap from Yoshi loads the bases, Yellow Yoshi, excuse me. And Baby Peach, no outs. Bases loaded. Already a run for her team in this inning. Mario and Salamander get a double play to get some defense going, but a runner is brought in. The Scrambled are now up 4. And Captain Yoshi has had pretty good success so far. 2 attempts, 2 hits. Facing down Birdo, though. He's caught out by the diving play from Salamander. It's still an incredible inning for the Scrambled. 3 more runs, balloons their lead. And with Mario, YP, and then the babies. Mario, great batter. YP, great batter. The babies? This shouldn't be too big an inning from the Rotten. Let's see what they can do, though. Mario wants something bigger against Yellow Yoshi, but his hit is too big. Goes straight to Wiggler on that line drive. That's out number 1. So it'll be up to YP to get something going in this inning. Slaps very powerful things on this stadium, but another line drive attempt caught out by King Boo. That's 2 outs now, and Baby Mario is a terrible batter. Baby Mario is an absolutely terrible batter. We'll see what he's able to do. The slow ball from Yellow Yoshi gets strike 1. Another slow ball forces strike 2 as Baby Mario doesn't have the reach yet. A little something on the inside. Good slap from Baby Mario, actually. So that's 1 baby on. That means at least the Rotten will be past the babies when it comes to the bottom of the 5th. Can Baby Consistency do anything, though? No. He hits it straight to Yoshi. That's a ground out. That's the 3rd out of the inning. And the Scrambled look like they're going to keep running away with it as they take charge on Peach's Ice Garden, shutting down the Rotten 3 innings in a row. With a good pop, but caught off a beautiful diving catch there from Baby Luigi. Well played by the youngster. Foul number 1. PD Piranha, a big line drive in the pocket, though. That means that Baby Mario is going to have to scramble for it, and you know that Peach's Ice Garden is a disastrous field for outfielders when someone as slow as PD Piranha is able to reach second off a single hit. Birdo has enough, though. Suction ball to force strike number 1 on Blooper. Pitch number 2. It's a slow ball, honestly, but Mario fields it, holds on to it as the POW block flies in hesitation. I think he was waiting for YP to get to third or something. But runners on the corners and one out now. Mr. Consistency taking advantage of it with a beautiful hit. Petey stays on third. Compensation for the Rotten. A little bit scared of it being caught out. But bases loaded and King Boo does not hit to the infield. King Boo does not hit to the infield. There's almost no chance of a double play here, especially off a star hit perfectly in the pocket once again. Petey Piranha touches home. Thermite goofs off in the outfield. Blooper touches home. Wiggler touches home. Triple from King Boo to bring in 3 more runs and bring this lead up to 7. Birdo versus Cookie. Cookie's had great success so far. A big deep hit. There is item support though. This bomb could psych out. No. Baby Mario keeps the glove on it. It's still a sack fly to bring in King Boo. Ladies and gentlemen, the Scrambled are up 8 runs. I thought for a second another inning was going to end off Yellow Yoshi's bat. I really thought that was going to happen. That would have been so sad. Yellow Yoshi, though, a good single. Baby Peach up, and at the top of the 5th, as Baby Peach knocks it right to Baby Mario, who barely gets the glove on it with the ice physics. The Scrambled Eggs are up 8. It is a 12-4 scoreline, and it is disaster for the Rotten. A little bit of trivia. The managers of the Rotten Eggs, the managerial staff, have never lost on Peach's Ice Garden. It looks like the Scrambled are here to break that record. Statler tries to start some offense, though that first attempt will run foul. Again, Yellow Yoshi doing a great job on the mound here. A Boo Ball, though, lets Statler sneak into the pocket, sneak up to second. Will they run for third? Yes. Do they make it to third? Also, yes. Okay, it's a triple. And as Yellow Yoshi starts to tire out an opportunity. Did I say Yellow Toad? Yellow Yoshi starts to tire out. Yellow Toad is at home plate. I will think of a name eventually. Yellow Toad's attempt immediately caught out, though, by and honestly, very, very quiet performance from a very consistent player. Now Birdo, less consistent, but still powerful. Her attempt, though, caught out by Wiggler. Statler's trying to turn it into a sack and will get a run. So the Rotten at least start the offense back up. But Yoshi brought in from shortstop finally. And honestly, not a terrible pitcher. So it'll have to be a 2-run rally against a fresh pitcher if the Rotten want anything in the bottom of the 5th. Salamander tries something, but it's a big pop fly. There's not a lot of risk here for Wiggler. The Boo seals nothing. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. The Rotten are in trouble next inning. Their batting order will be at batter number 5, who is not... Yeah, they're in deep trouble. Especially if they cannot stop this Scrambled offense, who have been absolutely on fire since inning number 2. Yoshi, a big line drive, perfectly aimed. Oh my god. Oh no, the shell disrupts Baby Luigi. Yoshi's running for third. We're keeping an eye to see if he runs home. No, the ball is thrown in time, but a big triple from the captain means once again the Scrambled are in position to keep their score flowing. Mario has to throw it home to make sure that Yoshi stays honest, but caught out at first. Petey Piranha. A sack fly is good here. A line drive to Baby Luigi. Not good enough, though, actually, as that'll mean that Yoshi has to stay at third, and maybe salvation for the Rotten if they can catch out Blooper. But Blooper copies the captain, aims it perfectly down the third baseline, and gets a double to drive in 1 run. With Birdo starting to tire, I'm starting to see no way for the Rotten Eggs to get back into this. They're down 8. They're almost down their 2 best pitchers because they started Mario. They are in deep trouble, especially with Mr. Consistency knocking a big hit. Though with 2 outs, the Bomb shouldn't fake out Baby Luigi. No, he makes the catch. The inning ends with only 1 scored for the Scrambled, but still, that's 1 scored, and it brings them back to an 8-run lead. The Rotten offense looks scary for the next 3 batters, but after that, it's nothing. Thermite, Mario, YP, and then the babies. Thermite needs to start running hot, and that line drive to center field will not do it. It's the Scrambled who have found the perfect lines, knocking it right along the first baseline, knocking it right along the third baseline. Meanwhile, the Rotten players heat-seeking missiles, a little bit of a chance for interference, but Wiggler... What just happened? Okay, Wiggler unfroze, got scared of the bananas, tried to clear them, but he knocked it over to Blooper, who wasn't in position to catch the ball, maybe thought Wiggler had the catch and just ignored it, allowing Mario to reach third off of what should have been an easy catch. Still, YP up now, and unfortunately for the Ron, just keeps going for big hits, finally returns to that slapping play. Slow runner though, is he caught out? No. Manages to reach first, drives in Mario, so the Rotten at least score 1 this inning, but they need 2 an inning while keeping the Scrambled Eggs scoreless in order to tie this game. Baby Mario and Baby Luigi not exactly strong players in this position, and that's exactly why. A hit straight to turns into a double play. When's the last time the Scrambled Eggs had a double play against them in this game? Because it feels like it hasn't happened. Oh no, Birdo taken off the field. Yellow Toad brought in from, I believe, third. No, Yellow Toad brought in from first base to be the third pitcher, but Birdo never really taking advantage of the suction balls she can dish out in order to get free outs. King Boo does slap it straight to Mario for out number 1, but the defense of the Rotten is significantly weaker in a situation where they need to come up big. Baby Luigi and Baby Mario disrupted by a power block. That means a little bit of revenge as Cookie is able to field a triple off of what should have been a pop fly. Revenge for the Scrambled after the bottom of the 6th. Yellow Yoshi with a chance to bring that runner in and keep the Scrambled scoring strong. Slaps it. Mario dives for it, has to make a bit of a choice here. Cookie turns around, but just doubles back again, and poor fielding decisions off a wild fielding that we've never seen before in Grand Slam Galaxy means the Scrambled are back up to an 8-run lead. 3 at-bats left, and that's only if the Ron again can stop this offense. Finally, a double play off Baby Peach's bat ends the inning. But this is, unless fortunes completely reverse, all but out of the Ron's reach. All but out of the Ron's reach. Baby Luigi needs to reach base, and then they need to come up huge. Baby Luigi does a slap to reach base. Statler now, who started off so well but has gone a bit quiet since. Actually, a well-aimed shot to the pocket just keeps out of Wiggler's reach. Will Baby Luigi run home? Keep an eye. Yes. Statler also starts running, which might be a misplay. He safely reaches third off the triple. Statler knows the Rotten need big plays, and that triple to drive in Baby Luigi is exactly what they need. A perfectly aimed shot is good for the first run of the inning with a second run on track. So, Yellow Toad stopped by the Scrambled defense though, and a hit right to is the first out of the inning. Statler kept honest at third. Birdo had a great first at-bat, but also has been very quiet since then. What can she get off of Yoshi? Inside pitch. Smacks it straight up the center too powerfully. And again, the Rotten are aiming for the Scrambled outfielders here. Salamander needs to figure out something here to improve his team's chances. A big pop fly is not going to do it. Wiggler bashes through the ice. The bomb not a factor. And again, the Rotten only score 1. They've been consistent, but they are blown out of the water right now. Still 7 runs down with 2 innings left to go, and they have not been able to stop this Scrambled offense. Yoshi has been so good so far. Watches the first pitch. Second pitch, it's a slow ball down the middle, but he allows it, feeling confident, I suppose. Third pitch, a little bit inside, smacks it straight up the middle. That's good for a single. Very good hit from Yoshi. That gets him on first base. Now, with a chance to keep going. She's also been great this game. Inside pitch from Yellow Toad. She sees it, smacks it. The hero dive from Salamander, though, makes the double play. And this is a defense that the Rotten need to show up on if they want any chance of getting back into this game. Though, again, at this point, I would just grab more false hope. Petey Piranha against Yellow Toad. Smacks it to left field. Baby Luigi able to get onto that. So it is 3 runners up, 3 runners out. The Scrambled will be to some of their weakest batters in the top of the 9th. So it's a chance for the Rotten to stop them. And the Rotten are, again, at a pretty good spot in their batting rotation for the next 3 batters. It's after that that's a problem. Then again, it's not like these 3 batters have performed exceptionally. Thermite now facing 2 strikes. Outside pitch is hit well, but Yoshi's tongue catch throws out Thermite at first, and that's the first out of the inning. Doom is spelled for the Rotten. Scrambled egg. Well, there you go. Yoshi does a tongue catch that he's one of the few players that can do that to secure the first out, and bobbles the second hit from Mario. YP, though, again, going for big charge-up swings. Fastballs from Yoshi. Big hit to right field, runs foul. With 2 strikes, usually, batters swing a little safer here. Usually swing for slaps, excuse me. And YP does just that. It's aimed pretty well, but it doesn't make it past Wiggler in center field. Runner on first, runner on second. And a lot of danger here. Easy for a baby to swing into Yellow Yoshi, into for a double play. Baby Mario, though. What a defensive play from King Boo. Bashing through the ice to knock that ball to who catches it for out number 1. There's no way that the runners are ready for that catch, and immediately thrown to first for the second. That means that the Rotten are going to be down 7 runs heading into the bottom of the 9th if they can stop the Scrambled, who have been doing so well. Mr. Consistency up, batter number 9 against Yellow Toad. Does manage to find his way above Mario, and that's a single. So, runner on for King Boo, who has been able to find those pockets so far. Big charge up, it'll watch the first pitch. Yellow Toad goes to the inside now. Bit of a slower curveball, and King Boo finds that beautifully. That's at least 1 more run brought in. That might be an inside the park home run. No, Baby Mario's going to be able to get there in time. It's a double for 1. And it would be poetic if the Scrambled are able to end this game up 8 runs. Cookie wants more than that, though. She'll swing on a hit. Beautiful, but it went, well, not that beautiful. I suppose it went foul, but a lot of power behind it. That's what she needs to bring King Boo home. And, well, no. She'll throw it straight to Salamander. That's a ground out. That's 2 outs. And it's up to Yellow Yoshi. Does the inning end? Does the game end on the batter who ended the first inning? No, of course not. Yellow Yoshi brings in the 9-run lead. Yellow Toad starting to tire. That's got to be a demoralizing game for the Rotten. And he just needs to find this last out now. Baby Peach able to keep this offense going potentially. Charges. Big hit directly to the pocket. That's going to be, I think that's going to be a 10-run lead unless Baby Mario and Baby Luigi are able to turn up big, but a bomb stops them. Baby Peach kept honest at second base, but now with Yellow Yoshi being driven in, that is a 10-run lead for the Scrambled Eggs. Finally, Statler brought in to relieve this game, to end the suffering. But Yoshi doesn't want that. Yoshi wants more. Big slap, caught out by Mario. Finally. Alright. The Rotten need 10 runs in 1 inning. Their first batter is Baby Luigi. Baby Mario and Baby Luigi would have to either be, like, one of them has to get on, and then the other one needs to not fuck up. Baby Luigi has actually been a very consistent batter. Like, really surprisingly consistent compared to Baby Mario. and he'll get on a single. Statler wants to keep it going. It's a clean hit up the middle that actually slides its way past Wiggler. Baby Luigi is running home. Statler's running to third after a couple of missed fielding plays. I don't know why Statler is the one that keeps managing to find magic on Peach's Ice Garden. People who are paying attention to the game versus the Wilds may remember that he was the one, I believe, who first found the proper pocket to hit into. But it's a triple that shouldn't have happened. Yoshi is starting to tire. Yellow Toad, though, has had a very bad batting game so far compared to his usual performances. Smacks it. King Boo is able to field it. Runners on the corners. No outs. Captain Birdo against a tired Yoshi. She needs to not be too greedy here. She needs to just avoid the outfielders. There's no outs, so it'll be incredible for the game to end off this play. It's a big high ball, though. There's no item support, and it'll be a sac fly. Statler will run in for run number 2 of the inning. But 1 out per run is not a metric that you can keep up for. Baby Peach is brought in, and that is the best relieving pitcher to only pitch 1 inning that you could have. Slow ball on the inside. Gets its way past Salamander. Second pitch, a curveball. Bad contact from Salamander. The double play is turned, and just like that, it is an 8-run lead that the Scrambled Eggs bring in to absolutely crush the Rotten Eggs. 17-9, the Scrambled Eggs stop being the most interesting team to watch every single Playday, or arguably do, because they crush the number 1 team in the league, drop their ratings way down, and score 17-9 in a blowout victory. King Boo with rightful MVP honors after finding all the pockets he needed to on that game. An absolutely beautiful performance from the Scrambled Eggs. Get my screenshot. I don't know what to even say there. I mean, the Scrambled Eggs were just a very consistent unit. They've obviously done their homework because they absolutely knew where to hit the balls on Peach's Ice Garden, running lamp shot over the Rotten Eggs. We're supposed to have a stronger outfield in this game, but absolutely beautiful shot after shot after shot in the pocket, down the baseline from the Scrambled Eggs, tore apart the defense and came up huge. In fact, unless I'm mistaken, I believe that is the record for Peach's Ice Garden. Sorry. Yep, that is easily the record for the highest score on Peach's Ice Garden. You know what? A little bit of compensation fact for the Rotten Eggs. That was also a pretty good score for Peach's Ice Garden, but a blowout performance. I've said that so many times, but it's just the Rotten Eggs were the only undefeated team left in the league and humbled after bringing the babies onto the squad completely. Though, to be honest, the way the Scrambled Eggs won that game, it wasn't because of a weak Rotten Eggs defense. It was because they knew exactly where to hit it to destroy on Peach's Ice Garden. For the Rotten Eggs, Baby Luigi actually did a pretty decent job at the bat. Baby Mario, complete liability. Like, really, their batting just ended up being sour because after a great first inning, everyone went cold. How long did it take for them to score 3 silent innings on Peach's Ice Garden in a row? Is insane. That was incredible pitching from Yellow Yoshi in order to completely wipe out the Rotten Eggs. Even after that, they will only put up 1 point an inning, which is also fine. Like, they actually had an offense in inning number 1, and they started to have an offense again in inning number 9. But the Scrambled Eggs go completely roughshod over them, and just actually secure a 2-2 +7 run differential. So a beautiful, beautiful game from the Scrambled Eggs. The Rotten Eggs will fall to 3-1. They actually will just barely stay in at least second, and whether or not they stay in first depends on our next game. So how about we roll into that one? The final game of Playday number 4, we head to Wario City. The Wilds versus the Monsters. The Monsters with home field advantage. The Wilds are a team that we've sung the praises of. They were definitely the scariest team for me coming out of the draft, as Donkey Kong and Hammer Bro joined forces, and the two best batters of last season, we figured, would blow away the competition. Still, the Wilds have a 1-2 scoreline and a 1-2 record and a -8 run differential. They've struggled so far this season. While they did manage to pick up the opening game against the Monarchs on Playday number 1, they fell quickly to the Rotten Eggs on Peach's Ice Garden and the Flowers on Junior's Playroom. You could argue that those were two stadiums that are maybe the Wild's weakest, and they continue to make tweaks. Very Shy Guy brought from the catcher position out to second base, but I believe that he will be a much better second baseman than Baby DK, who did not show up on Bowser Jr.'s Playroom. Every single game has been a little tweak from the Wilds. They are trying to get into this, and could this be the game where it all comes together? We'll have to see. The Monsters, on the other hand, an absolute nail-biter of a game against the Rotten Eggs, where they lost 10-9 on Yoshi Park after a ridiculous home run that shouldn't have happened, and just barely lost out on that perfect record. They're looking to storm back with a lot of power. No roster changes from my memory, but an absolutely powerhouse roster with Bowser, with Blue Dry Bones, and with Dark Bones. 3 players who you can definitely bet will try for home runs. And where did the Monsters take us? Oh, Wario City, the home run capital of Grand Slam Galaxy. Plenty of potential for a huge high-scoring game as both these teams try to flex their muscle and secure an amazing position in the standings. The Monsters, they win this, they're top of the running. The Wilds, they win this, they're middle of the pack, but they go back up to 500. We'll see who is able to stand on top. It's the Wilds versus the Monsters, as we are guaranteed an absolute slugfest here on Wario City at night. And I take this opportunity to make sure that the standings are updated in the spreadsheet. Yeah, let's go spreadsheet. Let me hear 3 cheers for the spreadsheet. We love the spreadsheet. Tato? I always pronounce her name differently every single time, don't I? Steps up to the plate against Magic Koopa. And, well, now the question, can the Wilds strike in the top of the first? They've got 3 absolutely terrifying batters, so you would hope that they have the chance as Magic Koopa continues to test Tato's patience. 3 balls pitch. Wouldn't expect to see a 4th, but it's a curveball for a walk. And a very rare sight to see in Grand Slam Galaxy lets Tato advance to first for free. Funky Kong wants to take immediate advantage. His hit goes off the arrow to spring all the way out to right field. Tato thinks about running home, but thinks better of it. Smarter play from her. A double off the arrow shot, and a reminder that at Wario City night, those arrows are a lot stronger. In the day, they'll redirect. At night, they'll throw that ball across the stadium. Donkey Kong not able to capitalize it off the way you would expect, but his single is trying to bring in 2, and it will. Tato and Funky Kong reach home, and the Wilds go big in the first inning, putting up 2 with 0 outs. kind of expecting a little bit of a slow start that would give me a chance to update the spreadsheet and everything, but no, the Wilds want blood and they want it now. Look at baby DK, he's a monster. Look at that bat. That thing is hard as a rock and ready to strike big. 2 strikes though. Magic Koopa may be playing it a little bit safe after a walk, and well, baby DK aims it perfectly for a great single. Reggie will come up to the plate now. 2 runners on, still no out, so a big opportunity, or at least a big safety net, assuming that Bowser Jr. and Bowser don't turn up big on this play. Maybe hoping that Magic Koopa will cause a walk again, but waking up now with 2 strikes on the board. Another good slap, barely evades Paratroopa's grip. Reggie gets a double. Baby DK's trying to run home, won't make it there in time, has to clamber on back, and is caught out just a little bit too slow off that base running error. Still, another run brought in as DK touches home, and the Wilds are looking incredible to start off this game. And actually, it's going to cause a very early pitching change. We've not seen Magic Koopa step off the mound in the first inning yet, but Bowser inserting himself and wanting to use the star power to get his way past Hammerbow. First pitch is a 4 strike, second pitch is another 4 strike, and while it'll be good for 2 strikes and forcing out a missed star swing from Hammerbow, no juice for the third means Hammerbow knocks it. A bobble! It's a bobble 2 on Homer. It's a bobble 2 on Homer. It's a bobble 2 on Homer. This can't keep happening. Not back-to-back Playdays. This isn't supposed to happen in back-to-back Playdays. The Wilds go up 5-0 with 1 out on the board. And they are looking absolutely ridiculous. Now, a reminder, the Rotten Eggs also started off very strong and were quickly shut down. But after Paratroopa decides not to commit, seeing he was going to bounce off the backboard, a fireball interrupts Koopa. I think that was a double regardless. But regardless, Dixie Kong's attempt does touch the ground fairly in the outfield. And we have runners on the corners for Tiny Kong, batter number 9. The rounds could very easily be batted in the top of the first as she smacks it. Gray Shy Guy will touch home, and that's 6 in the first inning. I said this was going to be a high-scoring game, and the Wild said, okay, bet. Tato with good aim. No, not so much this time. Koopa is able to get under that one, and that will be the 2nd out of the inning. Bowser needs to stop Funky Kong, though. And you gotta worry. Okay, that should be an easy catch from the outfield. Yes. The 3rd off a high hit from Funky Kong. Inning number 1 finally comes to a close. And it's something for the Monsters. But those pitchers are gonna wear out quick if they're forced to endure that level of offense. So you gotta hope that inning number 1 is an outlier. It was an outlier last game. Why not this one? Goomba now facing down against Reggie. The start of the Monsters offense to come back after that 6-0 deficit. He'll strike plenty fair. A very fine hit for a single. Koopa wants to keep the magic going, but Gray Shy Guy shuts him down and turns the double play. So the Wild's offense is actually coming out, Wild's defense, is actually coming out pretty well here. And Paratroopa will actually, okay, it's a more typical inning. Paratroopa hits a single. We now enter the most dangerous part of the Monsters' batting order. Bowser Jr. to Darkbones to Bowser. We've seen this section crush defenses. It starts with a redirection from an arrow, but the Paratroopa gets caught out. It's a close play. Okay, I thought that the fielder won for the first time ever, but no. And it's runners on the corners for the Monsters. Darkbones wants to keep that juice flowing. A pop fly or something would be devastating right now. It's a slap right to center field. Dixie Kong catches it, and the Monsters are cut off in their strongest position at a 0-run scoreline. Plenty of innings left to play, but it's not a great start for them. They're going to have to find something soon. And they're going to have to stop a DK hit, though the starred player isn't able to find much. His line drive caught up by Koopa in center field. Excellent fielding. Now, Baby DK faces down Bowser the Monster. Starred pitch, maybe a little bit of overkill against the young chap, but go off, I guess, King. Yeah, we're going to see another one? No, it's a fastball on the inside. Baby DK catches that one, and his slap is good enough to knock a single. The Flowers win? Sorry. Oh, a double play while I'm not paying attention because I'm distracted by scoreboard shenanigans off of... Who is next after Baby DK? Excuse me, I'm distracted. I have too much to do. That after Baby DK was Reggie. So now Reggie on the pitcher's mound again will have to pay a little bit of revenge after being stopped. The Monsters do hold the Wild scoreless in the second after a devastating inning number 1, so that's a good start to a comeback. That might be a better start to a comeback. Bowser drills it, and the line drive escapes the stadium by an inch to get the Monsters scoring started in the bottom of the second, excuse me. So, Magic Koopa, really consistent batter. We'll see what he's able to do against Reggie. Surprisingly consistent, honestly. But he watches the first pitch, and the second one goes outside a little bit beyond his range. Oh, hi Caillou. I'm sorry, I didn't notice the raid. I was looking at a spreadsheet. Magic Koopa knocks a good single. For those of you joining us, welcome to Grand Slam Galaxy, a CPU league, where me and a bunch of my friends drafted teams and are having them play against each other in a 14 Playday season. This is Playday number 4. The Monsters, arguably, if they win this game, inarguably the best team in the league right now, are playing off against the Wilds. The Wilds, a very strong batting team, but who have struggled so far, and the Monsters kept to a 2-1 record after arguably being robbed last Playday, are looking to fire back. Blue Drybones aims perfectly for the arrow. That misdirect does bring Magic Koopa in, but Blue Drybones risks a running error. He's safe. That means with no out so far, the Monsters do score another run, and their offensive juices are flowing. Runners on the corners. 2 runs for them now. 6-2. Back to the top of the batting order with Goomba. What can the perfect man do? Well, he'll hit right into a double play. Now, compensation, Iwata did reach home, so that is the 3rd run. The Monsters are climbing back up, but, I mean, it's compensation off a double play. Koopa, though, solid hit straight up the middle, so he'll get on base with a single, and Paratrooper will look to follow it up. Smacks it, but Gray Shy Guy in that second base position fields that one and puts an end to the Monsters inning. The Monsters are still down, but it's only down 6-3. This is going to be a hell of a high-scoring game. It's already 6-3 and we're on inning 2. There's only more risk of the game running away from both these teams as they run through their pitchers, especially if they're tired out early by incredible offense. Bowser actually sneaks a fastball past Hammer Bro, though, and this has got to be the best Playday in terms of pitching that we've ever seen in Grand Slam Galaxy. Galvanized off that one. It's a star pitch for Gray Shy Guy. Second pitch is a fastball on the outside. Gray Shy Guy catches it, but Magic Koopa very easily makes the catch at the second base position. That's 2 outs now against the Wilds. Past their stars, it's up to Dixie to try to keep this inning going. Against Bowser, that's easier said than done, though. Well, it's done. A good slap nets a single, and an instructive green shell to Koopa in the outfield. Doesn't mean much, though. Bowser tires is taken off the mound, though. This is very early for him. And as Bowser Jr. Jr. takes to the mound, let on first. It should be easy enough for him to clean up the inning. Bowser Jr. is a very accomplished pitcher. But let on first, 2 outs. Tiny Kong wants something. Bowser Jr. is going to have to not take inspiration from Magic Koopa and pitch a walk. Just barely off the mark for Tiny Kong as her third base driver goes foul. Her next attempt, a little bit more on the inside. That's a good single. Run on first, run on second. And no matter what, the Wilds have advanced to the top of their batting order. Tato is a very good batter, but not good enough. She grounds out to Bowser at the second base position. And that ends the inning. Silent for the Wilds, 2 in a row. And the Monsters start off their third at the strongest position in their batting order that they can. Bowser Jr., Dark Bones, Bowser. I'm going to say it so many times this season, you can put it on a shirt. Bowser Jr. starts off with a well-aimed single. Dark Bones, if they're able to follow that up with a single of their own, is Danger Town. Swings on a little bit of an inside pitch, and actually manages to hit it fair, so fair enough. So that's now 2 on for Bowser, who's already hit a home run, and his other hit was a line drive that was to the fences. So on his third at-bat, and there's the tie ball game. 3-run homer for the Koopa King, and that will remind the Wilds exactly who they're playing against. We're now at a tied 6-6 scoreline. And you want to talk about early pitching woes? Reggie, who started off this game, taken off the mound, and DK is brought in. Don't get me wrong, DK is an incredible pitcher. But who pitches after him? It's a little bit more up in the air for the Wilds. Magic Koopa will swing into a barrel pitch, though, to start the inning. That's an easy out number 1. So, how can Iwata respond? He's charging. He wants a deep hit. And there's going to be interference from the Storm Drain, meaning that Iwata is able to steal a home run and not just tie the game, not just let the Monsters have a tie game, but put the Monsters into the lead. 6-7 off Storm Drain interference, and those drain pipes are still rattling in the outfield as Blue Drybones aims it perfectly. It's only a single though. Oyo City is a pretty small field. So we're back to the top of the order now for the Monsters. Goomba, for the first time in this game, enjoys being in a 1-run lead, but he wants more than that. It's a soft pop fly though. Boo interference guarantees that it'll touch, well, I was going to say dirt, but I guess pavement. Now with the run on first, run on second, Koopa. Responsibility just to keep the inning going. He's not known for his batting. He's an outfielder, but could very easily turn this into disaster with a well-placed shot. It does exactly that. Loaded bases now for the Monsters. And with Paratroopa coming up, unless DK is able to stop the inning here with a double play, well, there's that. Yeah, no, the run at home does not count because the run at first got caught out. So the Monsters swing into the lead off a homer from Bowser and a Storm Drain interrupted homer from Iwata. Funky Kong, though, doesn't need interference for big home run caliber hits. Paintballs from Bowser Jr. will cause him to whiff on the second attempt, though, and it's another paintball. Funky will have to swing through this one. He does. He swings all the way through it into nothing. That's such a strikeout for Bowser Jr. So Donkey Kong comes to the plate. Don't slap it. Okay. Watches the slider. You want a big hit from the captain. The curveball caught beautifully. Revenge Storm Drain assisted home run. Maybe not the best if you're a Wilds fan. You want Donkey Kong to hit just as scary as Bowser. But, well, hey, you can't complain about a home run to tie the game. It's a solo dinger for the captain. We have a 7-7 scoreline at the top of the fourth. Baby DK will watch the curveball from Bowser Jr. Second pitch is another paintball. Unlike Funky Kong, though, Baby DK is able to see through that one, and the slap is a clean single. Yeah, the big question on my brain right now, when does Bowser Jr. start to tire? He's the last pitcher for the monsters that you can, like, rely on. Arguably Goomba, although good fielding from Goomba to catch out Baby DK at second base. So even though it's a single for Reggie, it's 1 out. Hammer Bro, big dinger. Can Goomba get there in time? No. And it turns out that the Wilds, shock horror, can also hit home runs. I know. I never would have seen it coming. That's a big 2 runs from Hammer Bro, though. That'll put the Wilds back at a 9-7 lead. And again, every single run on the scoreboard is another pitch that tires out Bowser Jr. Is another itch at the back of his mind. Can I do this? And at only the top of the 4th, it's not a matter of if Bowser Jr. will pitch this game, it's when he's taken off the mound. Dixie finds a beautiful pocket, and it's an arrow shot. The power block did interrupt Gray Shy Guy, but he's going to keep running for third. So, despite the power block interference, it's a runner at second, runner at third. What was that throw to home from Magic Koopa? Runner at second, runner at third. Tiny Kong is not the strongest batter, but she's done well so far this game. Slider, caught, but Bowser fields it. Easy out for the 3rd one of the inning. Bowser Jr. has got to start feeling that heat as the Wilds surge back into the lead. If the Monsters want to get that lead back, well, they're in a beautiful position to do it. Bowser Jr. is an incredibly consistent hitter. He does need to hit into DK's fastballs, though, and he whiffs on an outside fastball. DK trying something on the inside here, though. Bowser Jr. with the reflexes to get it, but he'll ground up to Reggie at first base. Darkbones needs to get on for Captain Bowser next. He'll watch the first fastball. Second pitch, another fastball. He'll watch it. That's dangerous against someone with the speed of DK as DK tries an outside pitch. Darkbones catches it, but Dixie Kong is able to get onto it. That means that that's 2 outs. No run is on for Bowser to take advantage of. Still, he's already hit 2 home runs so far this game. Can he blast through a DK star pitch? Yes, he can. It's not out of the park, but it's good for at least a double. And a double. Beautifully aimed up the 3rd baseline. And if you're a Rotten Eggs fan, you are currently experiencing shivers all up your body after seeing another hit up the 3rd baseline. Regardless, Magic Koopa now. Unfortunately, oh no, is able to follow up on it. It's an arrow shot. After Hammer Bros hammer throw misses, I didn't even know that was possible. And a double again brings King Koopa home. So the Monsters enter the double digits and reduce this to a 2-run game. Okay. Iwata up now. He's already had 1 homer, though it was Wet Storm during assistance. Sorry, it's a 1-run game. I, for some reason, thought the score was higher. Smart not to swing on the bail pitch. Second one coming in. A little bit of a semi-charge. Oh my god. No, it bounces off the wall. Unfortunately, Dixie and Tato are not able to field the ball fast enough to stop Magic Koopa at home. Unfortunately, if you're a Wilds fan, which I gotta say they are winning me over in this exciting game. So that means that the game is back to tied and off a 2-out rally, starting from the Captain Bowser. The Monsters have tied this game. Bottom of the 4th, Blue Drybones knocks one clean up the center. That grounder leads to a single, leads to a run on first, runner on second. So, we're back up to the top of the order. Goomba now. Facing down against DK. Another slap beautifully up the center from the ex-defensive coach. That means loaded bases. That means that any infield hit is almost certainly an out. And Gray Shy Guy isn't able to snag that one. Koopa single leads to the Monsters reclaiming the lead and properly, this time, reaching double-digit score lines. And the bases remain loaded. DK starts to tired. I harped on about how the Monsters don't have a deep pitching roster. Who pitches next for the Wilds? Finally, Paratrooper's hit does go straight to Gray Shy Guy to end the inning, but the Wilds are now down a run. DK will see the plate this inning, so that, let's be honest, practically guarantees a run. Doesn't guarantee, but it's a very, very good shot as Tato faces down against Bowser Jr. She can get on base. That's a big sign for the Wilds. She won't, though. She'll ground out to Magic Koopa at the second base position. Funky Kong now up against Bowser Jr. Charges on that curveball. That's a good hit along the first baseline. The power block wouldn't do much against Paratrooper anyway, so DK just doesn't throw it. It's a single. Home run from DK here. Gets the lead. It's rare to have a player in Grand Slam Galaxy who I can look at and expect a home run more than 50% of the time. Bowser Jr. doesn't want it with a paintball. Before strike one. More inside. DK charges. Contact. Does it run foul? No! It barely stays inside the park. 2-run homer from DK, and the Wilds reclaim the lead. Have we ever had a game where both teams scored above 20 runs? We definitely haven't had one in Season 2. Bowser Jr. is taken off the mound, which means that it's the Monsters pitching staff who are the first to crack. Don't get me wrong, Goomba is a great pitcher, but, well, how well can he perform here? His curveball catches out Baby DK and forces the second out of the inning, so it's a good start. Reggie against Goomba. Curveball, that's the first out. Slap is a good single. I'm still looking right now. 14-25, I believe, is the highest scoring game that we've ever had. We had a 19-18 game, but we've never had a game where both teams hit double digits. I believe that 19-18 game is actually the highest scoring game ever at 37. As Magic Koopa tries to catch out Reggie but fails, Reggie reaches third safely, and that means runners on the corners. You might expect a little bit more from Hammer Bro, but you're happy that the inning is not over. Gray Shy Guy against Goomba. Catches the slow ball, aims it beautifully. Arrow shot means that Reggie touches home. Bowser Jr. scrambling for it. Hammer Bro is running. No, stays at third. So, the Wilds bring in another one. That is now, God, I'm losing track because I was looking at the stats. A 2-run lead. 12-10 scoreline. That 19-18 game you asked if it was on Warriors, it was actually on Daisy Cruiser. So close. Dixie, not known as a strong hitter, but yeah, that's why. Big pop fly. This should be an easy catch to end the inning. Yes. Koopa snags that one. The Monsters sneak out of there, and they're now down 12-10. But again, Bowser Jr. Dark Bones Bowser. I will stop bringing it up when it stops being so thematically terrifying. DK is pitching a bounce to the Koopa Kid. Good line drive, but not good enough. That ball from Bowser heads straight to Dixie Kong as DK continues to tire. Risk for the Wilds if they run out on their second pitcher. It's a big line drive from Dark Bones though, and that'll reach base. The boo isn't enough to guarantee a second base, so Dark Bones stays on. And it's King Koopa now. Could tie up the game off one swing. DK doesn't want to let him do it, but with enough charge, that's not going to stop it. Can Dixie and Tiny get onto this? Yes, they can. Denying the home run from Bowser and keeping the Wilds in the lead for right now. Though with Dark Bones on first, well, the Monsters could always try to advance that runner. We'll see what they're able to do. As Magic Koopa steps up, DK will step down. Tato, brought in from first? No. Third base. Right field! Okay, wait. I was gonna panic because I'm like, oh my god, she's in outfield. Symmetry has been broken. Synergy has been broken, but no. Synergy maintained as Dixie Kong and Donkey Kong do have synergy, so that's actually probably the best player that the Wilds could have hoped for as a switch. Better news for them, the Monsters are kept scoreless at the bottom of the fifth, meaning that the Wilds for the first time in a while, maintain a lead. Tiny Kong isn't the best batter, as, well, Bowser shows, catching out that hit, but the Wilds are back to the top of their order. Tato, Funky Kong, Donkey Kong. Solid hitters in their own right, but Tato hasn't shown up huge for the team yet. That's a good sign, though. Solid slap to reach first base. Good job, Tato. So let's see what Funky Kong can do. Big charge, but he'll watch the curveball from Goomba. Next pitch, another big charge. Bops it, but that should be an easy catch in the outfield as Bowser Jr. and Koopa maintain symmetry. And it is. One nice thing the Monsters have going for it, when so many of your teammates, of your players, have synergy with each other, it's really hard for your outfield to be disrupted. As shown by Koopa making that solid catch. So, celebrations, but will it be too soon? Donkey Kong steps up to the plate and he is hungry against Goomba. Big charge, but he'll watch the ball on the first pitch. Second one's a little bit more inside. Doesn't like that one either, but it's good enough for a strike. Pitch number 3, slow ball, but stays just outside of DK's glove range. That's strike number 2. And he'll settle for a slap. And that slap will go right into Koopa's glove. That means that a big captain, I think, fails to get on base for the first time this game. And the Wilds also go quiet at the top of the 6th. Isn't that the first time a captain's failed to get on base? This game? I'm not sure. Iwata, though. For the Monsters to try to get them back into this game, it's an arrow shot that slides past Dixie Kong and allows a single to turn into a nice double. That's a good sign for the Monsters. Blue Dry Bones wants to advance that runner, smacks it, perfectly aimed, arrow shot will disrupt. That's allowing Iwata to run all the way home. That drops the lead to 1, and it's another double for the Monsters. Incredible showing from them so far. The Dry Bones are still one of my favorite classes of players. Their slap hits are nothing to sneeze at. When they do swing for the fences, it's great. But that consistency, mwah. Goomba now. Run on second, but he has to advance. There's no outs, so not a lot of pressure if he fails. Smacks it right into Hammerbow, though, and Hammerbow is able to turn that double play and clear the bases. That means that it's all up to Koopa to keep this inning going for the Monsters. They scored something, but they would love to tie it if they can, so they won't be able to. Koopa hits it right to Hammerbow. The inning ends, and the Monsters are now behind by 1. This is looking off the pace to be the highest scoring game of all time now. Again, 37 runs total needed to break that record. Baby DK watches the first pitch from Goomba. Second pitch, he'll smack with solid aim. Koopa is able to get under that one, though. Good running from Koopa the Quick. That's out number 1. So, Reggie against Goomba. Smacks it, but straight to Bowser. That's out number 2. So the Wilds are also starting to go quiet here late. And it'll be up to Hammerbow to hammer his way past Goomba. Big charge, but he'll watch the first pitch. Can he get another home run in this game? He doesn't like that curveball either. Third pitch, more on the inside. Smacks it. No home run, but a good hit. And that is a on-base runner. 2 outs, though, means that it'll be hard for the Wilds to capitalize. The Shy Guy is a solid hitter, but solid hitters have been turned down pretty handily by this defense now. Charge, perfectly aimed. It is an arrow shot, though, so Koopa will get his glove on it quickly. That means a runner on first, a runner on second for Dixie Kong, who is, in fact, Dixie Kong. She does hit it foul. It does go far enough to avoid an outfielder's glove. So, again, 1 strike now against her, and she swings wildly on a curveball on the outside. Now has to get through pitch number 3. Smacks it just out of the range of Bowser. The boo attempted, but Bowser Jr. is in position to catch the ball anyway, so now loaded bases for Tiny Kong. Any infield hit is an out. Anything. Any mistake, any slip up, and the Wilds don't score. That's a pretty big slip up, using a star hit and whiffing. But she does slap it, she does find the right position, Paratrooper with a minor fumble, and Dixie Kong actually manages to bring in 2 off that slap hit. That puts the Wilds back up to a 3-run lead, and that has got to be an ego boost for the team after so much trouble on a 2-out rally. They'll be back to the top of the order too. If Tato is able to get a base hit here, that's disaster. It's a big hit, but Koopa and Paratrooper are in position. The Storm Drains were rattling, but Paratrooper barely kept off them, so whew, that almost could have been a Storm Drain home run. Instead, it's out number 3. The Monsters escape the inning, thanks to the outfield, but it's still a 14-11 scoreline. They need runs. They need them now. Good news is, well, it's not starting with Bowser Jr., but this is still, never mind. I was going to say a great place to start. Paratrooper caught out by Hammer Bro. Okay. Bowser Jr., Dark Bones, Bowser. The Triple B team. Bowser Jr. smacks it. That's a good single to get on base. So all Dark Bones has to do is replicate it. And as a Dry Bones player, you expect him to have, well, that in him. Charges, though, wants a little bit more power behind their swing. As Tato keeps Bowser Jr. on the bases, question is, what can Dark Bones do here? A line drive perfectly aimed with an additional arrow shot to disrupt the outfield. DK will reach it, but Dark Bones does more than a single. Dark Bones gets an RBI double as the Monsters shrink the deficit back down to 2. And with a runner on and Bowser coming up next, there is so much opportunity for them to nail a 2-run homer here and come back into a tie ball game. Bowser nails the slider, but it's too low. It'll be a single for King Koopa. Runners on the corners is still a great position to have when all you really need is that Dark Bones to come in. But Magic Koopa could very easily hit a ball to second base, could hit a ball to shortstop, could result in a double play. How's he got to handle the pressure? Tato is handling it pretty well. There's slow dial down the middle. Magic Koopa aims it perfectly. Dark Bones touches home base off that single. An RBI, and it's a 14-13 scoreline. And the chance for the highest scoring game in Grand Slam Galaxy history continues. Iwata now facing down Tato. Smacks it, but finally the Hammer Bro catch comes up big. Double play. Could have easily been a triple play if there was an out left to go. But the Wilds maintain the lead by 1. They have 14-13 heading into the last 2 innings. And DK is a scary, scary batter. Funky Kong, pretty good in his own right. Charging, but waits for it on pitch number 1. Second pitch. Commits, but it's weak contact. The fireball disrupts Bowser, though, and the item lets Funky hit first base safely. That's a beautiful item assist. DK wants a big homer off that. It'll be worth 2 thanks to his item play. No, he'll smack it, and he'll smack it too far. Koopa will catch that one. And once again, DK fails to get on base. So it's a runner on first, 1 out. The Wilds still have a lead, but any run here is exceptional for them. Magic Koopa misses the jumping catch, which allows Baby DK to get a single. So run on first, run on second, 1 out now. Goomba doing a very fine job at pitching. And now he has to find his way past Reggie. Curveball caught, but weak contact leads to an easy double play. And the Wilds silenced in the top of the 8th. The Monsters, plenty of time to bring this back, especially as the home team. They're down 14-13. But they're in a little bit of an awkward position. Actually, is this good for them? Yeah, Goomba's actually the first in the bat. Yeah, Goomba's the first in the batting order. So this is batter number 9. But when it's blue Dry Bones, you don't mind as much, especially when he hits a great single like that. Now they're back to the top of the batting order with Goomba. What can the perfect little man do? Well, he smacks it, aims it well too. Dixie Kong will field it and keep it to a single, but that's still 2 runners on, and the Monsters with a chance to tear away in this inning if Koopa is able to keep this going. Watches pitch number 1. Second pitch, more on the outside, smacks it, but Hammer Bro fields it, and despite an attempt at fire to disrupt the play, that's a double play from the infield of Hammer Bro and Gray Shy Guy. The Wilds hold on to a 1-run lead. Paratrooper, though, turns that into a tie. A good single RBI. Donkey Kong throws it home instead to first. I'm not sure if he would have caught Paratrooper, but regardless, his decision is a little bit too slow. Blue Drybones touches home. We have a tie game in the bottom of the 8th. And with Bowser Jr. hitting right to Gray Shy Guy for the 3rd out of the inning, that means we have a tie game heading into the 9th inning. It's a good lead batter for the Wilds. Hammer Bro has a chance, but if he's not able to perform, the Monsters have a chance to seal this game and snag first in the lead. That ball is too high, too slow from Hammer Bro. Not high enough, actually, as Koopa and Bowser Jr. snag it for out number 1. I want to remind y'all, the Monsters batting ended on Bowser Jr. Their next 2 batters, Dark Bones and Bowser. That's almost a guaranteed run. So unless the Wilds can get some offense this inning, and they won off their second batter, Gray Shy Guy's pop fly caught by Bowser Jr. easily in left field. Big danger. Can Dixie Kong start a 2-out rally for this squad? She'll watch pitch number 1. Pitch number 2. It's a curveball. She hits it, but Bowser makes the diving catch, and just like that, the Wilds are kept silent in the 9th. All the Monsters need to do is score 1 run off 2 of their strongest batters to snag this game in a epic showdown. Dark Bones versus oh my god, immediate quick hit. Dark Bones wants it. Tiny Kong and Dixie Kong, though, are there. That's out number 1. Okay. Scary for the Wilds, but the outfield holds it together. Dark Bones wasn't the threat, though. Bowser is. He doesn't need to run it on. He just needs 1. And he has a chance to get it against Tato. Solid contact. It's too low to go out of here. An arrow shot. Will he get the double? Storm Drain interference. Will this be a triple for King Koopa? Yes, it will. No! A base running error? A base running error! And King Koopa is out at 3rd! After a terrible batting play from Bowser! Magic Koopa still pops it up. The inning still is alive for the Monsters, but with Magic Koopa just getting a single, 2 outs now, Iwata needs to advance this runner. Again, Tato and Goomba being great relieving pitchers for their teams both. Iwata just hit a clean single up the middle. Again, the Monsters the Monsters for the first time this inning have a runner in scoring position. All Magic Koopa needs to do is touch home plate, and Blue Drybones, again, a very consistent player. Bowser's poor running choices might not even matter. Oh, but Blue Drybones wants more. Blue Drybones wants it big. Tiny and Dixie are not able to get there, and it's a walk-off 3-run homer. A dagger to the Wilds, and just like that, the Monsters absolutely just mark their territory on Wario City. Win a incredible game versus the Wilds and turn up big to secure first place for now in Grand Slam Galaxy. I did not ignore that. So, MVP honors go to the man who hit the walk-off home run. Well deserved, in my opinion, to Blue Drybones. I was looking at him just as a very solid slap hitter, but he wanted a lot more than that. He wanted the game, and he got it. What a play what a game. The Monsters, after having last week's game stolen away from them, are the team to beat in Grand Slam Galaxy. Absolutely dominant performance. Well, not dominant per se, but stealing away that game from the Wilds in such an absolute nail-biter. They more than earned their position at the top of the record board. Look at Blue Tribones, 250 points. How many of those were off the walk-off through on Homer? I don't know. But well earned from the Dry Bones. Absolutely incredible play. For the Wilds, heartbreaker. You almost beat the best team in the league. It was 3 runs off. They're going to fall to a 1-3 scoreline. But just like the Revenge, that doesn't mean you can count them out. The Wilds are looking incredible. They just need to find the right plays at the right time to secure these wins when they really, really need them. Meanwhile, the Monsters, there's nothing left to say about them. They just continue a domination streak after minorly stumbling against the Rotten Eggs last Playday. First on the leaderboard, goes straight back to them, and you can't argue that it's poorly deserved. Incredible, incredible play from them, and another great Playday in Grand Slam Galaxy. That is just about going to do it. I am just going to get the standings up so we're all set and ready for the end of this stream. Closing thoughts on this day as I pull the standings up. I want to give a big shout out to the bottom 2 teams in the league now of the Wilds and the Revenge. Both of them have shown immense promise, and I would be incredibly surprised if we didn't see them blow us away later in this season. I'm just making sure that everything looks right. Yep, that all looks right to me. So, let me pull up the standings. I mean, Season 2 of Grand Slam Galaxy is looking incredible to watch. It's looking incredible to play in, to be honest. Let's take a look-see here. Our updated standings at the end of Playday 4. Playday 4 of 14. So this still has so much room to shake out differently. Bam, bam, bam. Ignore that. The Monsters stand at the top of the leaderboard, 3-1 with a plus 20 run differential. Though to be noted, they don't stand alone. The Rotten Eggs and the Flowers pretty far behind on run differential, but still with a 3-1 record. That means that if the Monsters should stumble for a game or two, one of those other teams will very easily be able to claim that top spot. And if they continue their good starts, both those teams' run differentials could continue to rise. The Flowers looking great ever since stumbling in their first game. The Rotten Eggs, pretty good first 3 games, but definitely a lot of trouble in Playday number 4 after swapping up their roster and trying to lean a little bit too hard on Peach's Ice Guarding. The Scrambled Eggs leading that middle of the pack, that 8-run victory over the Rotten Eggs, shooting their run differential up to a plus 7, so that's good enough for 4th place for them. 5th place is the Infernos, also 2-2, minus 9 on the run differential for them. Does mean that there's a lot more work to do to get back to that positive scoreline, but you can't quite complain over their results so far. Interesting team to keep an eye out for. The Monarchs in 6th, proving the haters wrong with that 2-2 record. Though the minus 12 run differential doesn't mean any slip up in games is going to be disastrous for them. The Wilds are in that 7th place position right now, 1-3 minus 11, but like they've been playing really good teams to start. I honestly think the Wilds might be a bit of a victim of scheduling bias. And I think that if they come back in the next couple Playdays, I won't be surprised. Minus 11 run differential for them right now, but only for now. And the revenge. 8th place in the league, though everyone in the league agrees that they absolutely don't deserve it. They're actually 5th in terms of run differential. They just need to convert some of these games. Heartbreakers back to back to back to back for the revenge squad. But I've no doubt that they'll come back for this game, for this season. Which is scary, because let's be honest, which of these teams can you look at and say, yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs? None of them. A quick reminder for anyone who didn't watch last season. 1st and 2nd get a bye in the playoffs. 3rd through 6th make it. 7th through 8th in the regular season are eliminated and don't make a postseason appearance. Still way too early for that to be a serious consideration. But you start to look at these teams and you start to wonder, how do any of these teams get last place? They're all performing so well. Grand Slam Galaxy Season 2 continues to burn bright. Thank you all for joining me. We're not going to wait out or anything. I will see you for Playday number 5. That will be next Tuesday, a week from now, August 19th. And until then, play ball. Thank you everyone for joining me. Good night.